himself a crossover. Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover.
It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
It is time for the crossover, powered by Everlow Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlowconcrete.com. I am smarter.
Hello.
Thanks to Connor Happer.
That's right. I can teach you whatever you need to know about Bluey.
Okay.
Said no one ever listening to Connor.
What?
I'm kidding.
Wow.
What do you mean?
Delivery. We're working on that. Let's go.
Wait till you hear.
What? Do you have a Dion segment today?
No.
Damn it.
But did you hear that Dion's name is spelled differently?
Yes, I did.
See, it made you smarter on that one.
It was D-I-O-N.
But he really liked Old McDonald had a
Yeah,
farm.
he goes,
E-I-E-I-O.
E-I-E-I-O. So I spelled the D-E-I-O-N. That was so dumb.
That's great.
So,
And then DiCaprio now is going to be on that podcast.
can I ask a question here?
Whoa.
About, so
On
They
we
got
have,
Leo?
we have
On-
Bluey
in-
on in
on
the
New
studio
Heights.
for some reason. So there are
Nothing else
all
on.
of them speak Australian?
Well, I mean, they speak
Well.
English, but they have Australian accents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any particular reason why?
It's
I thought this was
made
an
in
American
Australia.
show.
No, it's
Oh,
an Australian
wait,
show.
it's on the Disney Channel now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been on the Disney
I don't know. Well, it's on Disney Plus. That's how I watch it at home.
Tony, Phineas and Ferb, man.
I don't need anybody to check this out, but I just want to, I want to say again that I have enjoyed my time watching Bluey.
I think
So is my daughter.
it's a super smart show just to have 8-minute episodes.
Oh, it's awesome. You just rip.
Isn't that a great concept, right?
Rip
You just
through
make, 5-minute podcast,
We should do that.
We do. We already do that.
If my show is 8
gosh.
minutes, it'd be so good. But instead, it's 4 hours. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Honestly, my 8-minute, my 5-minute show is way worse than my 4-hour show. So I don't know. It depends on the people.
You need to stretch out a little bit. You're a distance runner.
Oh yeah, dude. That was a real thing. I was terrible at the mile, but the longer I went, the better I was.
Oh, that's good.
Some
what you
running
mean.
backs get better as the game goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, Frank
exactly.
Gore.
Well, clearly not Derrick Henry.
Whoa.
You just get a little fumbly.
A little.
A little fumbly.
little
Comes in
might be-
bunches. He used to not fumble.
Yeah.
Now he fumbles a lot.
In his first 136 games as an NFL running back, he fumbled the ball twice in the fourth quarter. In the last 3 games, he has fumbled the ball twice in the fourth quarter.
Little
All
fumbly.
right. Had an experience I've been saving for the crossover
Ooh.
because
Excellent.
I was going to save it for Friday because National Pancake Day.
Pancake.
But then he found out.
We can all run it. We've all been around. Like if you live in Omaha, you've had a run-in with the Pancake Man.
Oh, God, yes.
The
Okay.
Nebraska
The-
O-line should have a run-in with the Pancake Man.
Bam!
Oh,
There you go.
Got him!
roasted.
Got him!
Who?
There was a in the volleyball game, they had to review Pancake, when
Yeah,
they
yeah.
stick their little hand in there, and the line judge came over afterwards and he was like, it was a legal pancake. And I'm like, legal pancake. That's a good band name. I like pancakes.
So Matt doesn't like pancakes. But Pancake Day is Friday.
That's not true.
You said you don't like pancakes.
I said I don't like. I'm not in love with pancakes.
I would rank them third in
Yeah.
French toast waffles.
I would not,
pancakes.
Disagree.
I'm not getting a short stack, but I'll have an pancake. Like unlimited pancakes does nothing for me. I'm not gonna.
A pancake.
I have an pancake.
A pancake.
I'll have a pancake.
And pancake is not how you talk in English.
I'll have a pancake, but I won't have multiple pancakes.
Pancake is a word that starts with a P.
Creighton
A Creighton, if that was,
and Creighton.
Nope.
So Cracker Barrel is having $5 all-you-can-eat pancakes.
Careful.
No, I
Cracker
think they're
Barrel.
Cracker Barrel back.
Why does he have to be careful? Just Cracker Barrel
Oh well, they're previewing this week's game
of
on
the
the
week.
field at Memorial Stadium during last week's game. So I recently went to a little breakfast meeting, and this guy at a nice breakfast restaurant here in town said, "We'll have pancakes for the table."
Oh, that's a great move.
Have you been in places where somebody will say, "I'll take it. Let's have appetizers for the table." This guy said, "I'll have." He goes, "Pancakes for the table."
I've dreamt of that. It's never happened.
And I went, "Whoa!"
So you're having a pancake today.
Yeah.
Isn't that the ultimate power move? Just as a human, to just be able to have enough money to
For
just
the table.
take
I mean,
over.
a pancake is like $1.50.
Do you ever
Yeah.
see? Wait, this is actually a popular thing on social media. There are these guys who are very Italian who go to Italian restaurants and they order a ton of food,
That's great.
and it's just this dude with the pinky ring being like, we'll do a calamari for the table,
Mhm.
and then we'll do what you want stuffed peppers. You want okay, we'll do stuffed pepper. You want the grilled okay, I guess we'll get the grilled calamari.
Yeah, but
we'll get
people
we'll get the
without-
fried calamari.
people who
Then
aren't
we'll-
from the East Coast also do that.
and then we'll do 2 orders of the fresh. Let's do the mutz and prosciutto, and then what you want alla vodka? You want okay? I guess we'll do another alla vodka for the table.
Yeah.
What
that's
else?
the thing.
What do you want? You want another stuffed pepper? There's people who do that. That's
Yeah.
a very popular Twitter.
Everyone, a lot of people do that.
No, but they post it on social media,
Oh,
and it's like that's what I'm saying. They take a video of it happening, and it becomes very viral because it's just this a very Italian man ordering, the strip diavolo.
That's why you go to Buca de Pepper.
so did
I
you
know,
enjoy
I love Buca de
your
Pepper.
side
All right.
pancake?
Yeah, like you are. I like pancakes, but it's not going to be my go-to at this particular place. But I'm like, that's kind of unique. We had like pancakes for an appetizer.
It's a great on the side thing. It's like I want, get whatever breakfast skillet you're gonna get, and then I'll take a pancake on the side. Hell
Breakfast skillets, I think, are one of the more underrated, just foods in general. Like I don't think
yeah. Underrated.
I think it's so.
How do
underrated.
you think people rate it?
I think that it gets forgotten a little bit with the more traditional breakfast items. I think when people think of breakfast, they think of the waffles, they think of the pancakes, they think of
Well,
the bacon.
people go
the
into
sausage.
these breakfast places and they're like, whatever. Let's check the skillet.
Well, that's why I love Perkins. You go to a Perkins, that's the bread and butter of a good Perkins is their skillets. So I go to a Perkins and I get the meat lover skillet.
Yeah, I don't
with
think they're
green
underrated.
peppers.
I think they're very properly.
You can,
rated.
But you eat the skillets, so I think you appreciate them. I don't think enough people
Well,
are eating skillets.
No. The skillet is up towards the top of the menu at most breakfast places.
The
I don't
skillet can be the
see
star
as
of the
many
show.
people ordering skillets as you guys are making it off to be. I don't think a lot of as
All
many
right.
people as you think are getting skillets.
Meaningful poll question.
Yeah.
When you go to a breakfast, when you go sit down at breakfast, do you order the skillet? Do you order a skillet, an egg skillet, breakfast skillet? I guess you would call it. But
I don't-
usually it's based with.
That's why I
eggs.
said it was underrated because I love it. I'm not pushing back. If a skillet is what a breakfast place is known for, there's no hesitation. Zero hesitation as to what I'm getting.
I think people are in with the skillets.
I don't know.
Kaylin on the YouTube chat. I wonder if Happer will ever agree on anything with Matt.
I just don't think Matt could get away with saying breakfast. Nobody orders breakfast skillets.
Did I say that nobody orders breakfast skillets? All I said as a compliment was that it was underrated. It's underrated, and I don't think enough people are getting the skillets.
Yeah,
I think we're
I
too
guess-
consumed with the crepes and the blintzes and
No.
the sweet and the sweet part of breakfast. I think when we're talking about the savory part of breakfast, the skillet isn't brought up enough.
I can't remember the last time I saw somebody order crepes for breakfast.
I was at the
You're
Denver
very
wedding I
bougie.
was at.
You're a bougie guy.
There is nothing bougie
Three
about
of
a
us.
crepe.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Hard disagree.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Crepe is like the bougiest breakfast food you could get.
Yeah.
I think it's also the easiest to make and probably like the lowest costing. All it is just thin batter.
Sure, but that does, that doesn't mean anything.
I don't look as crepe as being bougie.
Okay, I kind of do.
I do as well. If we're going to breakfast and you order that and I'm picking up the bill, I might look at you sideways.
But crepes are not the most expensive. Now, if I get like a mushroom truffle crepe, like hell yeah, that's gonna cost me a lot. But if I just get a regular, like,
It
let me
didn't
just
even
get
sound good.
it actually is great. If you just get like a mozzarella and ham crepe, like that's nothing. That's $6.50.
Pull question up at Happer Show. Is a crepe bougie?
This isn't good either because Gary just
it's
feeds
important.
the fire that is Connor Happer and his
No,
disagreement.
like Connor and I have similar
Connor hasn't
tastes.
said a word.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything. I just am disagreeing with you.
I don't think enough people are getting skillets.
These are thoughts.
And
that
all
I
I said was skillets are great and more people should get them.
Well, that's because there's only one Perkins in town. And it's next to your favorite place in Council Bluffs on the way to Epley.
I'm aware.
the spearmint rye.
No. No.
Oh,
very
the
fine.
Second.
There you go.
spot.
Play longer, win more, Connor Happer.
And the VIs are making a comeback. They ran Perkins out of town.
VIs.
Got that
Village
classy,
Inn,
Village
farm,
Inn.
classy
Village-
farmhouse.
Yeah, Village Inn dropped its VI.
Is this like UNO to Omaha? Is this like
Kind-
They kind of
yeah.
rebrand. Yeah, they
Yeah.
rebranded.
okay? Good for Village Inn.
It
See,
is.
It goes back to my thing about we don't have enough restaurants in this town
Whoa.
that are open like after 10.
How good would a Waffle House do in Omaha?
Oh, pretty
Yeah.
well. Pretty
Has
well.
there
now-
ever been
now-
a Waffle House in Omaha?
Where's it
In-
located?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, great question, Josh.
Yeah,
You
because
got to put it in the right spot.
because here's the problem with
And we don't have
because-
to speculate on where it might
because-
be.
a couple of people in this studio live out that way in Northwest Omaha. Not everything in this town needs to be opened on Maple. Okay, let's give some
great take.
love
Thank you,
to
Gary.
Center. Okay, let's
Yeah.
bring some things to the south of Dodge.
Because the more businesses you put on Maple Street, the more lights they have to put in, and then the more people will go 38 miles an hour on a 45-mile-an-hour.
Isn't there
road.
that?
Every new place I ask about opening, they go,
It's always
it's
on
like
Maple.
160th and Maple.
Maple.
It's out by Elkhorn North. I'm like, where's the new 7 Brew going to be? Oh, it's out on
It's
Maple.
Maple. Everything's on Maple.
180th, 204th.
Is
Yeah.
Maple the one that has that rocket car wash that's impossible to get into?
168th and
Yes.
Maple. Yeah.
How do
But
you?
you have to go to left, and then you have to take a left. and then you have to take a
don't-
left.
Used to be a
I-
sports bar there that no one could get to.
I literally spent 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get into the rocket car wash, and at one point I said, you know what? You don't want my money.
Just go down the street. There's another car wash
Yeah,
there.
I always
Any
call that
street.
one the paint car wash.
Well, I was by
It looks
right
like a
by
paint
the
store.
I was right by the Menards, or not the Menards, the I don't know, some car place that's popular. And anyway, I went there. Pep Boys, or
Okay.
I don't know. It was
okay,
there.
so yeah, there is a tire store. Over
yes.
there. Yeah.
And I'm looking right at the rocket car wash,
You're like, how do I get there?
and I couldn't find a way to get there.
Yep. It's tough.
It's crazy.
Good thing
Are-
there is within 12 blocks of each side of that rocket car wash, there is another car wash. Different brand, just different car.
See, I didn't keep going down 12 blocks.
And
I
you
was
know
like,
what?
I
If
No,
just-
but you could have gone further, or you would have passed it on the way in.
Anyway,
See, that was
Yeah.
my thing though, where I wasn't out there for a car wash. I had just passed the rocket, and I was
Like,
like,
oh,
I
maybe I'll
could-
go there.
I
You
could-
also passed a Russell Speeder.
You did.
See, I guarantee you though, when I passed the Russell Speeder, I was so annoyed that I couldn't get into the rocket that I said,
Mhm.
"Screw it." I
The
don't
Russell
need a car
Speeders
wash.
before the rocket.
But I don't know. I'm just
Become a
telling you
subscriber.
what- no,
Get a
I'm
monthly
okay.
deal. You get cheap gas
It is nice to just kind of go in there and then the door just opens for you.
anytime.
new
Yeah.
one just opened at 132nd and Fort.
There you go.
This is a
Fort
big-
Maple. It's all happening out there. Northwest Omaha.
But at
folks.
least Center has that Burger King and the Krispy Kreme out there.
that's true.
at 120th.
Out by
Yes.
Westwood.
Out by where there's a Baker's over there, and there's
Prehistoric putt.
There's the golf store.
Yeah.
Once
that
upon a time, there was Nobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's dead.
Oh,
I might get
they'd
Broncos.
be thriving
soon.
right now, end of September.
It really would be.
Oh, they would.
Yeah.
They'd have the pumpkin on top of the place.
Mhm.
This is fun, by the way, that I now, after 9 months, can be some sort of a contribution to the Omaha Street Talk. 'Cause
Yeah.
about 6 months ago, this crossover used to suck.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that you've experienced
Yeah.
some places that aren't just downtown, because most people, who just move here and then they live downtown, there's no reason
Yeah.
for them to go
I'm
outside of
trying-
72nd
You can't
Street.
go anywhere downtown anyhow because every street is under construction.
Correct.
So.
Let's
So
have a parade.
I'm happy that you've gone to other places.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Thank
Hey,
you.
did they-
You made it out to 168th and Maple. That's kind of wild, actually.
Well, I have a car guy here in town that helps fix my car.
And he's at
and
168th
and he
and Maple.
lives out there.
Did
So I
they-
bring it to my car guy.
Did they set the parade route for Bud before remembering
Yes.
that every street in downtown?
Yes, and then
Omaha's
they
under
and then they
Yes,
adjusted
yes.
it. Yes.
What do you think is the longest stretch of road right now in Omaha you could go without running into any type of construction?
Great
Great
question, Gary.
Because it seems worse than it's ever been since I've lived
Are
here.
we counting the freeway?
Everything counts.
Everything counts.
I think once you pass the construction right before the Creighton softball field, okay. So if you're on the highway
The Creighton construction.
and you're going south on 480, the Creighton softball field, and then all the way up until you hit 84th and Giles is probably the longest stretch. You'll
That's
go.
actually on the
Yeah.
480/80.
Yeah. I think if you from Creighton softball field all the way there, it's
But no,
probably
that
the
lane's
longest-
closed. That left lane's closed on 480 on the turn there.
Is it?
Problem.
That is a problem.
Problem.
I've
But past that,
every street is
Past
under
that though,
construction.
you're pretty clear.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess on the merge when you're merging, you're right.
Mhm.
And then you
Can-
throw in the Omaha drivers. We're screwed.
Can you go from how far can you go? Because over here it's what 42nd is where you have the construction on Dodge. 42nd all the way up to what on Dodge you get away without traffic? Maybe right past 72nd, maybe 78th.
there's always just so much on Dodge Street that it's hard to tell what's currently under construction and what
Sure.
is finished.
Yeah.
So I just assume that some point in Dodge between where we're at right now, which is 50th and 90th, is going to be wrecked up. But it might not be. It might be pretty clean right now.
Well, he can't do anything on Farnham, and he can't do anything on Leavenworth.
No. We got
Those are
streetcar
out. Those are gone. Can't do anything by the stadium, by Chai. That's all screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. But back to where you guys live. Are you
Thank
ready
you.
for the
Out west.
7 Brew experience?
Yeah. No.
I've seen social media posts about them for years.
So the 2 locations in Omaha are
People
in Lincoln,
losing their minds over this stuff.
are always busy.
Yeah.
Always backed up in their.
Is it
'cause it's only
similar to a
drive-through.
Dutch Bros?
So
Yes.
where are they putting?
Okay.
But
Where are they putting this?
So there's 2 locations. One is
Well-
180th and Maple. It's under construction.
Hello.
And then I think another one is out west. I'm not sure, but I know one of them is. But in Lincoln, so they have the one at 56th and O, and then the old Hardee's. Then it became a Burger King. Then it was abandoned right there at 25th and O.
Oh yeah.
So that's a 7 Brew. They're always backed up, like the double drive-through lanes. Every time I drive by in Lincoln, they're backed up.
According to the 7 Brew website, there are none in Omaha at the moment. There's 3 in Lincoln and 1 in Fremont.
There's one. They're under construction.
Okay.
I'll tell you this.
They coming?
When the first one opened up in Lincoln, it was, if you have Instagram,
Didn't O Street get shut down?
yeah,
So let's see where
it was brutal. And every girl,
Oh,
that,
man,
every
yeah.
girl that I ever followed who went to the University of Nebraska was just
20.
posting their 7
Wow,
brews.
that's 25th and O.
it was brutal.
That's kind of nuts.
So,
It says 182nd and West Maple. It's under construction right now. It looks like it's almost done.
Everybody's coming out to West Maple.
and that was on my route because I had to drive down there. I had to drive by it all the time because I had to go to 48th and O, and it was brutal. Like you pass by it.
It
every
appears
time.
as
There's
there's
lines.
another one on 56 and Cotner. I used to live basically right there, in Lincoln, right on that corner. Wow, look at that! There would have been a 7 Brew in my backyard.
I think
Your
being-
wife would have loved that. I guess it's
Yeah.
a big female
Yeah, it is.
population. that
I'll try
frequents-
whatever
my
coffee
God.
you got.
It's ridiculous.
See, then for the guys, bring a swig into Omaha and we're good.
Sweet.
The dirty water bar.
The dirty soda.
We need a 7-Eleven. We need a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I
Get a
didn't-
buttered
I-
roll.
It took me a couple years to
think-
realize that 7-Elevens didn't exist here.
Yeah, I think 7-Eleven. This would be a tough market for 7-Eleven to be in. I think Casey's would push you out.
Well,
I'm surprised it-
Okay.
I think the quality of gas station here is way higher than the quality of gas station where I grew up. This whole idea of gas stations being like damn grocery stores wasn't
Eat the
I-
food. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
go
s-
to, go to
oh, I-
Mega Saver. Mega Saver. You can get everything in the world.
I
in there.
think for the first 18 years of my life, I didn't eat one hot item from a gas station. And now I go to a QT and I'm like, dude, you're telling me that I can get a taquito, cream cheese, jalapeno chicken? Oh my God. What a deal. 189?
So-
Two for $3?
This 7 Brew thing, I'm looking at their map. It looks like they have gone after the smaller towns first, and then are starting
like college
to
towns as well.
yeah, like college towns and smaller towns.
The Jimmy John's model.
Yeah, the Quiznos, the reverse Quiznos. Quiznos used to be in big cities, and now they're only in small
I
towns.
saw Quiznos in a gas station
Yeah.
this weekend.
See, that's what they've
We
been
did not
relegated
stop.
to. That and Cinnabons.
I ate Cinnabon in a gas station this weekend.
Yeah. Cinnabons, man.
Go Jayhawk Conference.
There was
I said, I gotta get some Cinnabon.
if you're going down, God, I haven't been there forever, but if you're going to Haymarket Park, what's that road that if you're going to Haymarket
Salt
Park,
Creek
so
or Sun Valley.
Sun Valley, that road has a McDonald's that it's behind a gas station that
On West
also
Oak,
has
yeah.
a Cinnabon attached to it.
Yeah.
And so after beer league hockey, I would go and get a Cinnabon and a burger.
Should have just stopped at Sun Valley Lane's. Got the best food in town.
No, I was invited to go and bowl at Sun Valley Lanes with a bunch of old men who played beer league hockey, but I politely declined.
Ah, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Apparently, don't drop the gloves was one of them.
You gotta
So,
go. You gotta go.
You're never gonna get better if you don't
You've-
get out there
You've
and
gotten
do
to
it.
a fight in a beer league hockey game
Sure.
with an old man. Punk.
I imagine that happens every week.
I won.
Congrats, you
That's all-
beat up an old man.
That's all that matters.
He wasn't old. He was like your age.
Well,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. He was being a He dropped him first. This happened. You can ask the John Breslow Ice Arena.
There's
It's probably-
fights. Are there?
There's not supposed to be.
Okay.
It's
Like when I go play
there's-
slow pitch softball every once in a while, there's a bunch of people that make me angry, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen confrontations
But
like on the slow pitch softball.
if that one week I was gone, my teammates regaled me with this story about how it got pretty rough, 1 week.
Sure. Oh,
but
I've
if
seen it
there's
happen.
ever a sniff of that confrontation in a softball league or in a beer league, whatever it might be, I'm like, dear God, guys, I think it's time for me to quit. I am walking away from this. My teammates, I will not support any of you in this endeavor. I'm not going to yell at anyone. I'm going to just walk away.
Well, see,
This is embarrassing.
the nice part
You're
about
fighting in softball.
the nice part about the beer league hockey confrontations is that those confrontations are often just between two people. Okay. Like I've seen other fights happen. Okay. That's just no one's on anybody else's team. It's just one guy versus one guy. Softball, you are correct. It is team versus team action. It is bench.
And I'm out. I'm not on either team. I don't care about my teammates. And I mean, I like those guys, but if they're engaging in yelling at the other team and slow pitch stuff, I'm like,
I've never seen a full brawl,
I'm
but
done.
I have been on a team. that got
I
into
am
that.
out.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit too much.
I'm a non-confrontational type of guy.
See, I am too until you rush me.
Then I would just walk away. That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I skated into it.
Yeah.
So that's my problem.
That happens. All right.
Okay.
Didn't get punished.
Have a good show on the opening day of practice.
Yes.
What time do they practice? Are you going to be able to go to practice?
I'm gonna go down there right after I get done with the
Hell yeah.
crossover in the afternoon.
And it'll
They
be
will have spoken already, but I'll watch practice.
Will it? Oh, whoa! Did
it's
we
Miss
know?
Poggy.
Hold on. Did you know that they ate corn in Nebraska's locker room? After
Oh, dude, they
won?
were eating corn all day long. They were fake eating corn during the game.
Why?
They love doing that corn thing.
Why isn't
But they had
Nebraska's-
like real corn in the locker room after the Michigan won.
Yep.
Why is Nebraska's visiting locker room nice?
It's not.
Oh, it's not. It looks
It's-
nice.
Well,
in
it's
there.
the old Nebraska locker room.
Yeah, I think they may have painted it.
Yeah, they painted it.
Oh, okay. It looked.
It just
nice
is
in
very
that.
large.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, I want it to be crappy. I want if you have a visiting
You want it
locker
to
room.
be pink like Iowa City.
Well, I want it to just be like one air conditioning unit. The cubbies are way too small.
They don't give them much.
Yeah,
They-
I want it to
they-
be
No, I
Yeah,
mean it's
zero.
very generic, but
Yeah.
it's the old Nebraska locker room in South Stadium, so it's
Have
pretty
Have
large.
you ever gone over there to after the game to talk to the opposing coach?
I've never gone to that one.
I went to it one time because I was doing something for like the AP, and it was so weird. It was.
Where'd they
was
have it at?
It's in that south, and then there's like a room with they put a podium up there.
Yeah.
It's just a small room, and it is very, very odd. And there's there's like 4 people in there.
Doesn't Kent Wolgamott?
Yeah, Kent always
He-
covers
he
the other
covers
teams.
the
Yeah.
opposing team.
Yeah. Yep.
I just learned that.
So I must have been filling in for El Kent that day or something like
who
that.
was the coach you had?
It was Ferentz.
Oh, okay.
It was the Iowa game in 2015.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
oof,
Tommy threw 4 picks. Yeah.
oof.
It was cold. Remember? It was so
Remember he
cold.
had Sethan Carter wide open on the other side of the end zone.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Gary's ability, and you do this too, to just remember the just absolutely terrible plays when
Well, it
just
was
given in the
bitterly
game.
cold, and that was the good Iowa team, like the really good Iowa team.
Yes, yeah.
That Nebraska could have won that game.
Oh, it should have. Yeah, should have.
There's a lot of Iowa games like that.
With Tommy Armstrong threw 4 picks. Remember, he like just gave them a pick 6.
Yes, he did.
He was like, "Here you go," and then he ran it in like 2 yards for a pick 6.
That is the thing. In my recanting and like going back and watching those games, Tommy would throw not just interceptions, but like back-breaking
Mhm.
interceptions.
Oh, YOLO
balls.
balls.
Like it wasn't. just-
YOLO balls.
Like there are some quarterbacks like they throw a pick and they're like, all right, it's whatever. It's even this. He would throw a pick and it would matter.
Yeah.
It would matter a lot.
Hey, please discuss because Matt brought this up. Rice University has sent 2 former Husker players to the NFL now, Luke McCaffrey and
Brant
Banks.
Banks.
I'm telling you, the Nebraska to Rice the NFL pipeline is alive and strong.
Nebraska to Rice to the NFL.
I know.
Also, fair or foul, in the Green Bay Packer release, it says two-sport athlete at Nebraska.
Prove them wrong.
Exactly.
That's facts.
Hey.
He was in a basketball game once.
Yes.
And technically, I have a claim to the Scottish throne. Okay, it's all relevant.
He was on the roster. If they would have won,
And we owned a castle. I mean,
if they would have won, would they have played the next day or did COVID bang? Yeah, I think COVID banged.
It was the
next day.
COVID. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, somebody wrote in the comments that he had played in the COVID game, in the COVID Big Ten game, that he had gone on the floor.
That was a hell of a night. Oh, yeah, he was in. He was in there.
So he did play.
Yeah.
And Noah Vedral.
He was in there too.
Noah Vedral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were the days. Remember those days?
Interesting
I remember.
times.
Yes.
I just got
Interesting
here.
times.
But thank you to Rice. Rice now can claim two guys in the NFL that played at Rice and also stopped at Nebraska.
Shout out to Rice.
Is
Remember Wayne Graham?
Is Nebraska a minor
peace.
league
Rest in
program for
peace.
Rice? Poll question.
I don't think I'd go with that one. I might get some negative pushback.
Yeah. Well, not as negative as saying that TJ Lateef should be playing.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe that Rice and Nebraska do have the same record right now, 3-1.
Good for Rice. Good for those small Texas teams. State of Texas killing it in football.
Is Rice back?
Rice, North Texas, Texas State.
Yeah, North
Baylor,
Texas had a good win.
TCU.
They play in the stadium, so it's a mammoth stadium because it hosted the Super Bowl way back in the day. It's very unique because it is gigantic, but they put like 20,000 in there.
It is so weird watching Tulane play home games in that dome and just nobody being there.
They don't play in the dome.
Don't they play in the New Orleans
No, they have
Saints
their
Stadium?
own cool.
Oh,
like,
they have their own
on-campus
play.
stadium now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought they.
it's nice.
But is that just recently, or is
I
that?
don't think so.
No, wait. I thought a college football team plays in the Saints Stadium.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm
Not
just
that I
complete-
know of.
I'm just completely wrong then. Okay,
Not that I know of.
might be.
Rice lost to Houston, by the way, to that's why they are 3-1. They get Navy this Saturday on
I think-
CBS Sports Network at 2:30. Might be part of the watching experience. Go Rice. All right. Mike says Rice needs to be back in baseball. I agree. Those were
good
great
take.
times.
Yes, they were.
Rice was here all the time.
Ooh, Rice. Tough little end to the season. They host North Texas and then at USF.
Oh, you know,
Tough little back-to-back to end the year.
Get Memphis in there too.
And then UAB, but that's not difficult. That's homecoming.
Trent Dilfer will be on his phone the whole time. All right.
if he's employed.
That's the crossover powered by Every Level Concrete Repair in Omaha at everylevelconcrete.com. It is Wednesday. We'll start things off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
A pleasant Wednesday ahead. Expect clouds in the morning, then more afternoon sunshine. Can't rule out a stray sprinkle, though most stay dry. Highs in the mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV News Watch 7.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Say goodbye to summer and hello to cash loans. Let's face it, your personal banker probably won't loan you thousands of dollars today, but Saul's Jewelry and Loan will. Simply bring in your boat, camper, RV, jet ski, ATV, motorcycle, even your beautiful convertible, along with a clear title. And Saul's will loan you up to $50,000. No credit check, no hassle, and more importantly, no worries. Saul's indoor storage facility is so clean and secure, you can store your precious Harley-Davidson for the winter and pick it up next spring. So if you need a quick cash loan, Saul's is here to help. Saul's Jewelry and Loan with 5 metro locations.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, get employee pricing on
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, here we go. Happy Wednesday. It's the Connor Happer Show. You're on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Johnson with you. Happy opening days of college basketball, Josh. I know you celebrate.
Couldn't possibly.
I know. You celebrate privately. You're like, oh, it's not very cool to like college basketball in September, so I guess I won't be super gung-ho about it. I get it. I know where you're coming from. I understand. It takes a real gutsy person to say, you know what, I actually do like it when college basketball happens.
Thank you for respecting my privacy.
Yes, of course, Josh. I'm here to support. I understand where you're coming from, but I know that all of you deep down inside, you're thinking, man, it's so great that college basketball teams are practicing right now. So great. I couldn't have wanted anything more in my life.
I mean,
I know that's what you guys are thinking.
Good for them.
I know that's what you guys are thinking.
I'm happy for them.
Robin Washut, speaking of college basketball, is going to join us in just a couple minutes. He was at Nebraska's practice yesterday.
Rick Mass was really going to rebound quite well.
The Braden Frager hive is growing.
See, I think this is my thing. I got to learn all these new names.
When do you not have to do that, Josh?
Core of a football team stays together for 2 or 3 years.
Not really.
This basketball thing keeps changing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe that's the fun of it for some people. Ryan Kalkbrenner was in college for 8 years.
And I loved that because I didn't have to learn a new name.
Well, Rick Bass just took a gap year. He was hurt.
Gen Z loves a gap
They
year.
love a gap year. That's right. Robin will join us in a moment. Mitch Sherman will join us at 1 today. That's the lineup powered by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. Want to hear from you all, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number, tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, email Connor, Josh Show at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers today. All places that I just listed, you can get in touch with us for I Have an Opinion coming up at noon. Get your opinions in. There is definitely incentive for you to do that because we definitely have Vallis tickets.
I'm sure we do. I have not looked, but I'm sure we do.
We 100% have Vallis tickets. So send in those opinions, and Josh might, slide in the DMs or whatever. It might be a little bit later on and send you some Vallis tickets.
Perfect patch weekend coming up.
Got a couple of them, Josh. It's looking good. It's looking good out there. Feeling a little. I mean, we're in the upper 70s, so not like crisp fall weather, but a good time to get out to the patch. So send in your opinions. We'll get those at noon today. Elsewhere, we'll have Big Ten power rankings with tiers.
Hello.
The top of the middle shrinks.
Oh.
The kids these days are saying expand, and shrink. Like expand the game, grow the game, shrink.
I've heard this.
Shrink the game. The top of the middle is shrinking in the Big Ten, and might see some actual movement at the top this week for the first time with our Oregon-Penn State matchup, which I am extremely excited about.
Whiteout.
So we'll have a little bit of that. Yes, that's right. It's the whiteout. Also today, is it time to bomb the ball?
Bomb the ball? I don't know if you can say bomb on a radio station.
Better off saying it here than in an airport, right? Shout out to the Costco guys. Quickly, we'll direct your attention to the AL Central. Maybe the last time we talk about baseball until the playoffs.
Boy, I didn't think we needed to pay attention to the AL Central.
Oh, many didn't, Josh. But things have happened in the AL Central, and they don't even involve my Kansas City Royals. Not at all. Although they did win last night, but still got eliminated from the playoffs.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Okay.
It's over. It's over.
I was scoreboard watching some of those late games in progress.
The AL Central, not over.
No.
Not over. Also in baseball, the challenge system comes to Major League Baseball in 2026.
Robo-umps.
Pete tweets, the new Pete tweets, Pete Nakos. He drops in to say something about Daniel Holgorsen and Oklahoma State.
Okay. I don't like that.
A dumb topic that I'm glad we haven't talked about. And how much, a question along the lines of how much do you trust Nebraska football? I can't imagine we'll have time for all of these topics.
Never
all
do.
Of these great topics, but they are all possibilities of things that we are going to talk about today on the show. John emails into the Equitable Bank inbox.
Hi, John.
It is disgusting that you were excited about a college basketball practice on September 4th. I like a little bit of variety in my life, okay? So we got some college basketball going on right now. There's going to be exhibitions in a couple weeks. Sue me, okay?
A couple weeks.
Exhibitions. Couple weeks. And then there will be actual games just like a week or so after that.
On the radio.
And they'll be on the radio. The exhibition games will be too.
Yes, they will.
20 the zone and 101.9 the keg. Much to the displeasure of people who are hosting Big Red Overreaction.
I think we'll be fine.
Josh thinks we'll be fine. That's good to hear because you are the director of audio after all. All right, so that's the setup for today's show. We're pleased that you are coming along with us today. I hope that you plan to stay with us because we'll talk to Robin Washut from HuskerOnline.com. He'll join the show next on 1620 The Zone.
Upon further review, the host point is good. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
When you're hiring, Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within
the biggest basketball coaching convention of
work on your skill set while you listen.
What?
You don't want them there. Yeah, I'm talking.
What is going on? Robin, are you okay?
Robin Washut.
Are your kids near you, or what just happened?
Husker Online.
I took a lot of preparation to make this thing a flawless interview, and clearly I still can't avoid it.
Robin Washut, Husker Online.
Maybe it was aliens. Maybe it was a phenomenon that we can't explain.
The Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, we're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend, Robin Washut from HuskerOnline.com. Hi, Robin. What's up?
What is happening?
Oh, man, I'm probably, I don't know if I'm more or less excited as you are for the start of basketball season. How was it yesterday?
It was good. It was short, sweet, but nice to see some of these dudes in Nebraska uniforms on the basketball court playing basketball for the first time in some cases. So you kind of like with the football, like you take it for what it is, and it's more just kind of getting eyeballs on guys. But took about, and I wrote this, about 10, 15 seconds to immediately notice the shooting. Nebraska's going to fire away early and often from three-point range this year, and it looks like they've got a collection of players that should be able to make them at a relatively high clip.
That is a good thing. Also, how much did the Braden Frager hive grow yesterday?
Well, it's been buzzing for a while, going back to really late last year. But now it's kind of starting to get full effect here with the season approaching. And, I think it's just what's unique about him is just kind of how his athletic profile kind of is unique compared to the rest of the roster, where, I'd probably venture to say Nebraska is not hardly the most athletic team, but Braden certainly brings a lot of that. And then his willingness to kind of do the dirty work is another separator where, like, you look for how Nebraska is going to replicate all that Juwan Gary brought. I'd probably point to Braden Frager as at the top of that list in filling those kind of intangible athleticism voids that Gary left. So, again, he's still a redshirt freshman who hasn't played a single minute of college basketball, but with what he brings athletically, with his shot, and then just kind of his, mentality that he brings to the game where, he's got a little bit chip on his shoulder and plays with a bit of an edge. Those are all things that Nebraska really needs, especially compared to kind of what else is on the rest of the roster.
So let's see here. I'm trying to see as a team last year, they shot almost 34% from three, and they allowed just about 34% from three as well. I would imagine, given their athletic build and sort of what the team kind of looks like, maybe both of those numbers would be a little bit higher. It'll be interesting to see how they put this all together, but it feels like it's a Fred type of team where they can kind of get up and down a little bit, but you might be giving some up on the defensive side. Would you agree with any of that?
Yeah, I think so. And, there's ways that you can scheme around athleticism on the defensive end. I do think it helps that they're such a veteran, pretty smart team where, they got guys that know where to be and understand their roles, and you would hope won't be caught out of position all that often. And so, like, if guys are kind of executing Nate Lenzer's defensive scheme, they should be okay. There's questions about, just, one-on-one defense and being able to match up against some of the elite athletes in the Big Ten. But, I think by and large, they should be good enough on that end if the offense plays at the level that I think it's capable of playing. And that starts at the three-point line. The pace is going to be a big part of this offense. Yeah. And I think that with the way that they built this roster, they're trying to get it back to, those Iowa State teams where they were running and gunning and, firing up threes and all that sort of thing. And I think they have the personnel to do that this year, with the space that they're going to be able to play with, and then just kind of the versatility from really every position on the roster. They can do a lot of things that I think are going to be what Fred ultimately wants this team to be. I think they overcorrected a little bit last year where they tried to go too defensive oriented and add too much, size and bulk coming off that Texas A&M NCAA tournament loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think they've kind of gotten back to the kind of long-term ideal image Fred wants this team to be. So it all is dependent on, one, they need guys like Rink Mass to stay healthy. Two, they need all these shooters they brought in to shoot at a high clip. And if those two things happen, I think that they're going to have a chance to be in the conversation, come February, March.
Football-wise, Robin, good conversation about basketball. I'm excited to see what happens with them they'll have a fun start to their exhibition season with BYU coming to town. That's going to be that'll be an interesting test right out of the gate, right?
Yeah, we're talking about a potential top 5 team nationally with the number 1 player in the country, AJ DeBancia. So, like, they've got going to learn a lot about themselves right out of the gate, and that's the best best possible
Yeah.
scenario where you get to learn those lessons in an exhibition game and kind of get thrown right into the fire without any real consequence to your season.
Okay, football wise, what coming off the Michigan game, now that we have a couple of days of separation, you lose a little bit of the emotional, like, oh my goodness, Nebraska lost. Like, what happens now? They're going into a bye week. What is the thing from that game that went wrong for Nebraska that you feel like is the biggest, continuing factor that they need to address going forward? What would be the thing for you that they need to kind of work on?
I'd probably say, just generally speaking, line play. They got dominated on both sides of the trenches, regardless of whether they're on offense or defense. And that's a major red flag in this conference. But if I have to pick one of them, I'd probably say just the run defense, just because that's been the concern all off season and on, really through the first 4 games. And then that really got exposed, just some of the breakdowns they had with, not just guys missing tackles and kind of getting blown off the ball, but I thought there was some schematic stuff too, where, Michigan was somehow running the ball directly where, Nebraska defensive lineman was stunting out of the gap. And so there's really not even a lineman there to make a play. And so, like, it's a personnel thing. It's, players needing to step up and play better. But then also I think Nebraska's kind of got to reevaluate their scheme a little bit to help overcome some of what they lack with that talent up front on the defensive line. So, like, that's 1A. And then offensive line not being able to effectively run the ball in the red zone, and then obviously the pass protection issues. That's probably 1B for me. So line play on both sides overall, with defensive line being a slight bigger concern.
You think what is Nebraska's ceiling from what you've seen so far in the run game? Like, I guess you could boil it down to like a per game average. What would be a good number for them, seeing what we've seen so far, knowing the other strengths of their offense are with the quarterback and with those guys on the edge? I mean, what do they functionally need out of their run game on a per game basis?
I know Matt Rule said 150 to feel really good about their chances, but I don't know.
Seems like a lot.
Last week, yeah, I don't know how realistic that is. So I kind of boil it more down to situational running, where those early down runs, you need to get something out of them consistently. You need to get, 4 yards on that first down run to keep yourself out of these third and longs where teams can just drop back their safeties. And that's the other thing too. You got to be able to run the ball early so that teams can't just run these 3 high shells and drop their safeties 20 yards back and make Nebraska have to dink and dunk in the passing game on every single play just to move the ball downfield. Because that's a recipe for disaster, because mistakes will happen when everything has to be that hard the way it was for Nebraska's offense. So that's kind of how I evaluate more what the run game needs to be. It just needs to be more consistent and on those early downs more effective, just to put Dylan in that passing game in better situations, because it's zero secret that Nebraska's success is going to rely on Dylan's shoulders, but you got to put him in good situations, and that starts with running the ball and staying on schedule with those early down runs.
Yep, got to keep him honest, that's for sure. All right, Robin, we'll let you go. Appreciate it as always. Back to chatting.
Yeah, and hey, congratulations on your massively viral onside kick tweet. What are you up to? Like 20 million views?
I don't know. Like I turned it off days ago. I feel bad. It's not even. It's a video of another person doing cool things. So I don't know.
Well,
I guess I'm just a content.
Yeah,
I'm a engagement farmer now.
Good work.
See ya.
See ya.
Robin Washut from HuskerOnline.com. Connor the engagement farmer.
Got to respect the virility of Connor Happer.
Hey, I always had farming in my lineage.
Just wish it was corn and soybeans.
Can't imagine my grandparents with it's like, yeah, we're gonna have a farmer, a content farmer. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're gonna have a farmer. You're gonna inherit the family farm. No, content farming. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Current conversation going on in the YouTube chat. I like how you guys do investigations of your own. Really make me think about myself. And Hokie has been on this before. He's asking, now, I don't know what this actually, how this functionally works, but he writes, what's the over-under that if Connor shaved his beard, he'd have a butt chin? I'll take the over. It's obviously very confusing to understand.
Yeah, what is the...
I think just maybe the over is yes.
Okay.
And because it's really it's a pass-fail situation here, so it's doesn't have to land on a certain number. So that caused me during the break to wonder about myself. I actually don't know the answer to this question. I haven't seen myself clean-shaven in a long time.
That's interesting.
So I kind of did a little, kind of snuck in there a little bit.
Uh-huh. What'd you find?
I mean, there's definitely an indentation.
Okay.
A dimple maybe on the chin.
Yeah.
Butt chin though, I don't know. I feel like you would feel that, right?
I think you'd probably know.
You'd probably know. I will tell you this. If I did shave when I do shave my beard, it will happen again. I promise you.
Eventually.
It will happen again. But when that happens, hopefully not soon, I look ridiculous. So if that's the point that people were trying to, that Husker was trying to get to, he's right. I look like a total idiot without a beard. So you got me. No doubt about that, Josh. What about you? You got a butt chin?
I don't know. Audience, tell me.
No, not at all. Not at all. The crimson chin, Josh.
Crimson chin?
Yeah, a real chiseled jawline.
Thank you.
Like a big, strong man.
That's me.
Your caliber would
If only the jowls next to it weren't so prominent.
That's what I got going on too. It gets all puffy on the side here. But yeah, you as a man who attempts to look semi-normal in his everyday life, you accentuate the things that are good about yourself and you try to hide the things that are bad about yourself. And really, for me, I could take care of both those things with one big beard. My face looks like a baby face when I don't have a beard, and it covers up the fact that I don't, that it looks like my head and my neck go to the, are the same width across.
Mm-hmm.
You create the beard, you get some definition in there. That's what it's all about.
My face looks pudgy without anything on it, but my beard looks very
patchy
and pubic in nature.
Oh,
so I don't grow it like you.
Not an option.
So somewhere in between
there you go
is where I land.
Every once in a while, somebody will say, "Hey, I was watching the radio show on the television and my wife came in," or something like that. And then the wife's response is always, "What? That's what these people look like?" It's always very funny to me because I don't know what people were expecting. It's hard to know.
Shocks me every morning. Look in the mirror, I'm like, "Oh, what? That's what I look like?"
Is that I aged several years overnight? The answer is no, Josh.
No? Okay.
You didn't.
Thanks.
Great looking guy. All right. So 11 o'clock hour here. Connor Happer, Josh Hudson with you. Mitch Sherman will not join us at 11:30. He will join us instead at 1. He's got a thing today. I think his thing is fighting with Tom Fornelli on the internet.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a previously scheduled engagement.
Okay.
But that he might be spending some more of his time on the internet going back and forth with Tom Fornelli.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time before Tom Fornelli got rage baited by people in Nebraska enough to where there was actually a direct call and response that was going to happen. And I think Mitch was the one.
Well, we said it on our show yesterday and nothing
People
happens.
are not going to like this.
Yeah.
That's we don't say stuff on the internet. We have 4 hours of radio to say what we say.
Yeah. Nobody's parsing through 4 hours to find one line.
Well, I mean, so maybe we could get aggregated. We don't, It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, but kind of at the same time, like I'd like to be aggregated. Poll question, would you like to be aggregated?
I would like to be, but I mean,
just once. Aggregate
very...
Josh just once. Josh, say something that people could easily find right now and that they could go out and clip and put it on the internet. Look into the camera though, and do that whole thing.
Hostess's bankruptcy was a sham and marketing ploy.
Wait, what are you talking about? What's Hostess went out of business?
Well, yeah, like during COVID, before COVID, they were like, "Oh, you're never going to see a Twinkie again." And the people were like, "Oh my gosh, I love Twinkies. I got to go get some Twinkies." Same with the Choco Taco.
Josh, your brain works in just unbelievable ways.
Thank you.
First thing you thought of was Hostess.
It really was. I don't know why.
A Hostess thing from 5 years ago, and then you started talking about the Choco Taco.
Yeah. It's fake.
You love snacks.
I do.
You do love snacks.
Go for a snack right now.
John writes in on the text line.
Hi, John.
Will Mitch make Tom Fornelli cry? Great question. He's certainly capable.
That's what he should threaten him with. Look,
he has it in him.
I've made people cry before. I'll do it again.
All right. So,
should I go spicy or should I go more of a sports take?
I mean, you can do whatever it is you like, whatever you feel like. I guess we're not in control of what gets aggregated.
That's true.
So, I mean, they could take this right now, and then they'll realize, oh my God, this radio show is boring. This guy's just stumbling around, trying desperately to transition to any of the next topics. Okay, I guess we'll transition now. I have a dumb topic that I'm glad that we haven't talked about yet, but we are going to bring it to the light of day because apparently that we are on a delayed fuse as far as every other show on this radio station, the other two, I guess, the other 6A to 6P shows on this radio station have all dealt with the Tiffys. They have come out of the hiding and they have said, I just think we need a running quarterback. And my answer is TJ Lateef.
What?
That's what people, I don't know.
The other shows on this radio station are Tiffys?
No. The other shows have dealt with the
okay.
Tiffys.
Okay.
We have not really dealt with the Tiffys.
No.
The Tiffys have not reached out to us. If you are a Tiffy,
they must be working.
Yeah. Maybe. The Tiffys are working. Interesting. I don't know if the Tiffys would be unemployed. That was always my image of the Tiffys.
Okay. Fair.
They're all unemployed. But if you are a Tiffy, please reach out. I would like to hear your ask. What's the reasoning here?
Tiffys, Mike Gundy, handshake me.
So yeah, Alex says that's because only the smart people listen to the Connor Happer show.
Good.
That's what I choose to believe as
Good
well.
take, Alex.
So that's a dumb topic.
That is a dumb
because
topic.
everyone knows that's not happening and that's stupid. And Dylan Raiola is playing really, really well right now. So we are going to move to the next dumb topic that I feel, after every game, there's like a dumb topic, at least you're like, hey, well, what if we just did this forever and ever and ever? Or there's like 3 or 4 of them. And so the Tiffys is obviously the number one. We should start TJ Lateef over Dylan Raiola because he has legs and can move. All right. Now, I think Dylan Raiola would argue with the point that you're making that he doesn't have legs because I believe he does. But anyway, the second dumbest topic that I'm surprised nobody has gotten to this week because they've been too busy talking with the Tiffys is remember when Isaiah Hunter walked out of the end zone?
Oh, no. Yes, I do remember this.
Now, I'm surprised that people haven't come out of the woodwork and said, well, Connor, I wonder why he walked out of the end zone. It's probably because the end zones are red and the apron behind the red zone, behind the white line, is also red. How has that topic not happened?
We were pretty adamant when they unveiled that paint scheme that these players were smart enough to know
yes
the difference.
Yes.
I heard about this play. I didn't see it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Well, no,
okay. You didn't see it until
in real time.
Okay,
when
gotcha,
it happened.
Gotcha.
People were in a van watching the game around me at different times, so I didn't want to add another device to this. And he couldn't tell where it was, and I went, oh, like I had a panic. Oh no,
were we wrong about this?
They're gonna come after us with pitchforks.
Thank you.
It really hasn't happened.
Thank you to those people. Because we haven't talked about this week, do you think there are more people who are mad because the end zones are red and Isaiah Hunter walked out of the end zone on accident, or Tiefys? Which are there more of?
Oh, there's more Tiefys than Isaiah Hunter.
Truthers
is colorblind or whatever you want to say.
Red end zone truthers.
Yeah, red end zone truthers. Yeah.
Okay,
definitely
good.
Tiefys.
I'm just really happy that all of our dumb energy this week has been reserved for should TJ Lateef start over Dylan Raiola, rather than are we sure Isaiah Hunter didn't walk out of the end zone voluntarily because the end zone and the apron are both red. I'm glad. I'm happy about this, Josh.
So you decided, instead of just hoping no one brought it up, you brought it up.
I just wanted to.
You wanted to thank the audience.
I wanted to thank the audience.
Bringing it up.
It's an applause to you all. Thank you. I haven't heard it much at all. Maybe there are some red end zone truthers out there, but I haven't heard from them much.
What do we think? Are
you a red zone end zone truther? Okay.
No. Okay. I watched the game and I went, oh, he just didn't know where he was.
Correct. But it wasn't because
right,
the apron is red and the end zone is red. Right? Okay. Good.
Completely agree.
So you are certainly not a red end zone truther. Nebraska got a field goal out of that drive. He could have got a touchdown. What if he was just walking, he thought that white line was meaningless.
That's different than not going for a field goal and the game not being tied.
That was the other thing that came out of the game. I mean, people were just really, really unhappy about them going for it on fourth down on the first possession.
Yeah.
Which once again, I think I've stated my case on that as well. I think it's okay. There's a whole bunch of things that you'd like to have back.
Yeah, it's almost like both teams made many back-breaking mistakes.
Exactly, Josh. It's almost like it was a football game. Mm-hmm. So this is the dumb topic section of the show today. Any other dumb topics that we missed from the game? The balloons. When do you release the balloons? On a field goal or on a touchdown?
Oh,
the balloons were back on Saturday.
They were. I always thought it was first points.
There's always something about that touchdown, though.
Oh, it feels better.
Yeah, you would have had to wait a little longer for that, though. Yeah, first points. Because by the end of the first quarter, you're just like, okay, I got to get rid of this thing. There's been games where Nebraska hasn't scored going into like the late in the second quarter or into the second half, and people just start letting them go.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm tired of holding
I did
this
long enough. I only signed up for 5 minutes of this.
Yeah.
Swift writes in on the text line.
Hi, Swift.
Hi, Connor. Not a Tiefy, but I don't think we'll ever have everything like a run game, great line, etc., for someone like Dylan to win at a high level. So if I'm to engage at all in the Tiefy's conversation, if I'm to talk Tiefy with you, I would say this. Talk
Tiefy to me.
Talk Tiefy to me.
See if I could produce music.
Parody songs could be back if Josh could produce music.
Why don't we just hire Ian?
Said you got hype videos.
We hire Stibbs.
I would say, when did TJ Lateef become the greatest running quarterback of all time?
When did he become Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick? Insert name of your favorite mobile quarterback here.
Now, Lebo writes in.
Hi, Lebo.
Is being a situational Tiefy. Okay. See, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Because if we're to put me in a category, I am a situational Heine. There's Dylons, there's situational Tiefys, there's Tiefys, and for me, they might be a whole new different type of person because you know me, I like to zag. I'm a situational Heine type of guy.
Oh,
I think what they could use when they get down to the goal line is basically just battering ram, belldozer that thing. Tiffy, Mr. Teef, is not going to do, he's not going to run around people very often, especially in the goal line when you're in this confined space. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Heine tush push either. Heine push. It could be like Heine out of the shotgun, like run him some read option.
Yeah.
Or just get straight downhill and run QB power with him. I am absolutely in on situational Heine. Situational Tiffy is a little bit less attractive to me because we're talking about deep in the red zone, right? That's mostly where we want situational Tiffy.
What's the new phrase for that? From the 10 to the goal line,
the
deep red zone, or
deep black zone. I don't know. What's it called?
I forget. I don't.
Green zone.
I'm blanking on it. No,
green zone is like 40 and out, right? Or 40 and in.
Yeah, one of these.
But if I am to at all engage in the take Dylon off the field or don't make him the primary quarterback for a certain stretch, my vote would be it's situational Heine inside the 10-yard line when you're trying to score a touchdown.
Well,
late on a drive. Like, I think they should have done that. I think they should do that. I think they should consider doing that right now.
The thing
situational Heine
I keep coming to is if we're not allowed to take anything from Akron and Houston Christian, why are we taking TJ Lateef could replace Dylon?
Okay, interesting. You're calling people out on their inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Don't think about the Akron and the Houston Christian games, but TJ Lateef.
But if you are going to,
that's literally the only times we've ever seen him.
He shredded those two ass teams.
Yeah, I would have a hard time seeing him run around against Michigan.
No, don't get me wrong. It's very frustrating to watch a statuesque quarterback crumble in on himself because he has no O-line and can't
He
escape.
has no legs.
Yeah.
He has no legs.
But
I have the answer to all your problems. Situational Heine. Situational Heine. Charles writes in,
Hi, Charles.
Being situational Heine is more of a life choice or a lifestyle. I agree. I prefer Heine's over Tiffy's. That's where I'm at right now. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Jesse writes in,
that. Hi, Jesse.
Just put all three of them next to each other behind the center and let the center pick. Now we're talking. Now let's get crazy.
Yeah. Maybe one guy looks to the sideline, throws his hands up, and is like, so much confusion. And that's when the center snaps the ball to one of the other two.
Yeah, you'd. So Dylan would be your throwing quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so Dylan is in the middle, and then Heine and Tiffy are on each of his hips.
Yeah.
And then the ball goes to whoever it goes to. And then basically, so we in high school, me and my friends, we designed a whole playbook. It was called the dual Q offense. And basically what happened was exactly what I just explained.
I love this.
You have a left-handed quarterback and a right-handed quarterback back there, and the ball goes to whoever the ball goes to, depending on the play, and the field is split in half for each of those quarterbacks. So the ball goes to whatever side the defense dictates it should go to, and then the reads for the quarterback with the ball are split in half. And now, of course, you have the option to throw to the other side as well. But it really dumbs it down for the quarterbacks. At the same time, you have no running game. There, you win some and you lose some.
You got to take your pick.
All right. So glad to hear all the dumb topics this week. Very, very excited. But I'm glad it hasn't been the one about the red end zones. Very, very exciting to me. When we return, let's talk Big Ten power rankings with tiers. It's a big weekend in the Big Ten. I'm excited to be on my couch watching football this weekend, and Nebraska's not playing. I am. We got some really, really good games on Saturday, so we'll talk about those, what the lineup looks like, and rank them when we come back on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. But first, a word from Underdog Fantasy Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. You can play right now in the state of Nebraska. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players to go higher or lower. Stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play with as little as $1. I always like to look at the popular picks menu on the Underdog app, as I'm doing right now. How about in baseball? Have you ever heard of Paul Skeens? 6.5 strikeouts, higher or lower. That's a popular pick today. Many people going higher would be my guess. Ryder Cup stuff coming up for this weekend. Bryson DeChambeau, 2 and 2.25 total points won, higher or lower. That's an option for you. So plenty of baseball stuff. And then, of course, the Thursday Night Football stuff is up for tomorrow as well. Jump on the Underdog app right now by downloading the app and sign up with promo code Happer1620, because when you use Happer1620, you're going to get $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Many have done this already. Promo code Happer1620. And you can make billions making picks on Underdog. It's time for you to get involved. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus, present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you. Let's see. Yes, Scary Acres. We got a Scary Acres deal coming up this week.
Scary Acres.
Scary Acres. A lot of opportunities for you to get scared. 2-for-1 combo passes to Scary Acres, where you can get into all the attractions. All the attractions. Master's Castle, House on the Hill, and Haunted Woods, plus a few new scares along the way. John and Josh will have your opportunity to get in for free this week on the show. Also, you could get the Zone deal Friday at 9, 1620thezone.com. Big Ten Power Rankings with tiers, Josh.
Okay. I hear there's been some
shrinkage. I was in the pool. Shrinkage at the top of the middle. That's what has happened. Now, nothing has happened at the top yet, because this week we have our first matchup between two of the teams in the top tier of the Big Ten. Penn State and Oregon meet this weekend. What? Josh is going to say, white out.
White out.
Yep, it's white out. It's white out. Ohio State stays at number 1. They have a challenge this week. We'll talk about them and what's coming up this week here in just a moment. But Ohio State, after their bye week, their idle week last week, stays at number 1. Oregon stays at number 2 after beating Oregon State 41-7. And Penn State stays at number 3 after having a bye last week as well. And then here's where the shrinkage is taking place.
Whoa. That's the end of the first tier?
That's always the end of the first tier.
Wow.
For the record,
interesting.
That's always been the end of the first tier.
Okay.
What? Do you have a problem with this, Josh?
I mean, some team beat another team 63-10.
Well, they're in the next tier.
That doesn't catapult them to the top tier. That was a statement win against a top 10 team. No Big Ten team has ever laid that many points on a top 10 team before.
Yeah, many are saying that Illinois is a top 10 team. That's
they were at the time.
They were.
Should they have been? I don't know, probably not. But
everyone agrees that Illinois was a placeholder team in the top 10. Really, that spot belongs to the 4th college football playoff team in the Big Ten. And that spot is occupied this week by the appropriately respected Indiana, number 4. They're up 4 spots, Josh.
Wow.
The biggest move in Big Ten Power Rankings with tiers history this year. +4. What more do you want from me? I know I'm supposed to be the Indiana haters, like, oh, Connor's a classic. I put them at number 4, right behind the three top 10 teams, and they're up 4 spots. What do you want? They are
seems fine to me.
They are at the top of the ever shrinking playoff contender field in the Big Ten Conference. They go up 4 after beating Illinois 63-10. We'll talk about their game this week in a moment. Number 5 is Michigan.
Boo.
Who beat Nebraska 30-27. Yeah, Bryce Underwood is way further along in his development than Dylan Raiola because he could actually read defenses.
It doesn't take a genius to go, wow, there's a 40-yard hole right in front of me. I'm going to run through it.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. They have a bye this week. They remain put at number 5 for the record. Number 6. This is where it gets interesting. Washington. We're watching Washington this weekend.
Computers love Washington, by the way.
Do you love computers?
They're saying something different than a lot of people. So
what are a lot of people
I wrote
saying?
that down.
I've seen this has been the game this week, and I would agree with this sentiment, by the way. The Washington-Ohio State game this week. Everyone's take is, ooh, I'm going to watch this. This will be interesting. And I agree with that completely. And they're the type of team that could actually, not necessarily go toe-to-toe with Ohio State from a physical standpoint because they're obviously less talented. Ohio State is exactly how talented they always are across both sides of the ball. So they're not going to match them in that regard, but they're the type of team that could get a little frisky because they have a quarterback who can make plays and they have a really good running back.
Yeah.
So they could stay on schedule. I don't know. If their defense, if you're telling me that their defense grabs a turnover or two, Washington could win that game.
Rick Neuheisel picked him to win.
Rick Neuheisel. We trust everything he says.
He has no biases whatsoever.
Plus, Washington's up 3 this week in Big Ten Power Rankings with Tiers after beating Washington State in the Apple Cup 59-24. USC is next. They go down a spot, but that's only because Indiana and Washington move so much. So it's not, don't put it on the internet that I'm disrespecting USC. They beat Michigan State 45-31. Their defense is still a PU. Stinky.
Yeah.
But their offense just might have enough to outscore everybody. I can't wait till that game in Lincoln in November. It might be 50-50.
Take the over.
This is going to be awesome. I can't wait. Who said Nebraska shouldn't join the Pac-12? We'll talk about USC's game this weekend in a moment as well. That ends that tier. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. Indiana, Michigan, Washington, USC. Those are the teams that I think are Big Ten playoff contenders with the top 3, who are Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State at this moment. It's very likely that all 3 of those teams will make it. There might be one more. There might not be, or there might be 2 more. It just depends on how it works. But likely we're going to have, one more spot in the Big Ten. And in my opinion, it's up for grabs with all of those teams. Not that these next teams are eliminated, but the road becomes difficult. This is the stage, the tier I call purgatory. The purgatory tier.
You don't want to be in purgatory.
No, you don't. How often have you heard that throughout your life? Don't be in purgatory. Either be dead or alive, or in heaven or hell, or just not in purgatory.
Almost every time the word purgatory comes up, someone responds, you don't want to be in purgatory.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. I got to get that as a drop.
The top purgatory team is Nebraska.
Oh, well, okay.
They lost to Michigan 30-27. They go down a spot in the rankings, and they are idle this week. Number 9 is Illinois, purgatory. They lost to Indiana 63-10. They are the biggest dropper in Big Ten power rankings with Tiers history.
Whoa.
-5. 5
spots.
We'll talk about their game this week in a moment. Number 10 is Iowa, who had a very odd game against the Rutgers on Friday.
Uncharacteristic win.
38-28. They're +1 in the rankings. And once again, we'll talk about their game in a moment.
They had a fun game on Friday.
Kind of, yeah. Maryland beat Wisconsin 27-10. Oh my goodness. Would you look at that? Check your calendars, everybody. It's September and Maryland's here.
Gee, how does this one end? I don't know.
They're up 3 in the rankings, and then Minnesota and Michigan State finish out the purgatory category.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with all that.
Minnesota 12, Michigan State 13. Minnesota was idle last week. Michigan State, of course, lost to USC. This tier I call praying for the Detroit Poop Bowl.
Oh, no one's praying for that.
Well, these teams are, Josh.
Okay.
Rutgers, who lost to Iowa. Wisconsin, who got beat by Maryland. Purdue, who kind of just keeps exceeding my expectations just a little bit every week. Is Barry Odom okay? Maybe.
I thought they'd be the doormat, and they're...
Maybe. They got absolutely drilled by Notre Dame, but they put up 30.
Yeah. They're not getting embarrassed week in, week out.
Northwestern, who was idle last week. Those are the teams that are praying for the Detroit Poop Bowl. And then that leaves but one. The cellar dweller of all. Already fired your coach and regretting everything. That would be the UCLA Bruins. Why are you here? Thank you for the Rose Bowl. Thank you for the beautiful stadium that we get to travel to once a year. Thank you for the sun setting behind the San Gabriel Mountains. But they add no value to this conference. None whatsoever.
Wow. Connor says Jackie Robinson adds no value.
No. Don't aggregate
That's
that.
what you said.
Don't aggregate that. Idle last week because they fired their coach. And, well, once again, I'll tell you what they're doing in a second. All right, so here's the games this week. Fascinating stuff. Let's go with your main three, right? What are your main three? Big Noon, CBS 230, and NBC Saturday Night.
CBS 230 is called Big Time. Please refer to it as such.
Is
from
it
here on
really?
out. Yes.
Okay, they should fix that. I call it Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson.
It's Big Time.
I call it Jacoby Blarney.
Jacoby Blarney. He called him that.
The Jacoby Blarney Memorial game this week is at 2:30, and it is Ohio State and Washington.
Good get, CBS.
Fascinating one on the West Coast. Big Noon, Gus Johnson, Joe Cut, and the All-American girl, Jenny Taft. Will he be fired up when he sends it down to Jenny Taft for when he's in Champaign, Illinois, watching the Fighting Illini coming off a 53-point loss play USC this week?
I think I would be. It's a little different. You're not at the shoe.
No,
it's two teams you
You're
don't
not
normally
at Utah.
have. Yeah, like this is a good spot for Gus.
Okay, we'll see.
Do you not disagree?
I don't know. It's like if USC loses, I feel like something significant has happened.
Okay.
You
6.5 point favorite.
Yeah, but I don't know. A lot changes when you lose by 53 points. Nobody respects you anymore.
Yeah.
And nobody respects Illinois. Certainly couldn't be me.
What are you going to do, Bert?
That's Big Noon this week. And then here comes Saturday night is Oregon all the way across the country going to Penn State.
White
this
out.
Weekend. Thank you, Josh. Those are the three main games. The Peacock game this week is pretty good. There's a little spillage, a little overflow. Are you ready for some Peacock action with Indiana and Iowa? Nighttime at Kinnick.
It's a night game?
Night game at Kinnick, yeah.
Okay. A little less on than
Could be
that
something.
2:30 window.
And then the BTN games this week, which, dear Lord, help us. Rutgers at Minnesota at 11.
Classic Big Ten.
And UCLA at Northwestern at 2:30 live from the lacrosse field. Please don't watch these games.
It's got to be somewhere. Right?
Watch something else. Watch something else on television.
I will big and 60 them both eventually.
You will? Do you
Yes.
watch all the Big Ten games every week?
I watch Nebraska, as much of Nebraska's opponent as I can the week they play them.
Well,
like I'll watch a lot of Michigan State over the next
but
10 days or so.
Nebraska's I guess they will play Minnesota this year, and they will play UCLA, and they will play Northwestern, but not until a little bit later. We get a couple weeks to study up on the Gophers.
Yeah. Now, look, I'm only
It's
watching.
a good week in the Big Ten. That's what I want to say.
Probably watch a little less of UCLA and Northwestern.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Just maybe read an article or two to find out what they do.
Okie Skur writes in.
Hi, Okie Skur.
Can we relegate UCLA and go get Notre Dame? That'd be awesome.
I don't know if they let you do that.
I don't think they do.
But I'd be in favor of it if we put it to a vote.
Are you what is your interest level, or I shouldn't say your interest level because that just is like how likely you are to watch it, which is very likely. Let's ask intrigue level from the perspective of we could see something here on Indiana and Iowa. Is there any? Do you have any Iowa feelings in your tum-tum?
That's one of those. Okay. Are we talking about
chance for Iowa to hang in /win?
Like, okay, like from a practical, like, because I got to leave my television app and go into a different app.
By the way, I misspoke earlier. That's a 2:30 Peacock game.
So, I mean, Iowa's got to be really in it for me to go, okay, I have to abandon all the other games and go to Peacock.
Yeah, okay. No, but just take everything out of it.
Okay. Yes. That's okay. I got my eye on the score over there. All right, it's the second half. Let's go.
I don't know. My gut says Indiana's going to smack them.
I think that is what's going to happen, but
and people say no, Iowa doesn't get smacked. They could get smacked.
They're smackable.
Now they could get smacked.
Smack to Iowa is different than smacked to
Illinois?
Other teams who might be playing in.
Can Indiana, Illinois, Iowa this week? Can they smack them that good?
I guess
I think it's
possible,
on the table.
but
I think it's on the table.
seems unlikely. Yes, but
it's unlikely. But I
what
think,
is Iowa's worst loss under Kirk Ferentz?
like points wise?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably one to Nebraska, like back in 2000 or something. I mean, they were getting smacked.
Oh, Google, you suck.
They were what?
I Googled Iowa worst loss under Ferentz. Iowa's worst loss under Kirk Ferentz is generally considered to be the 36-31 home loss to Iowa State in 2002.
That did suck for them.
Why don't I do lopsided?
I mean, Nebraska beat them. Didn't Nebraska beat them by like 30? Nebraska beat them 42-7 and then 42-13 in
31-0 defeat to Penn State in 2023.
They don't lose games by very much, to your point, Josh. To your point. But Kurt Signetti could do anything because he's a superhero, and I love him.
Can you just slow him down for 7.5 minutes?
Yeah, but that would require them to get first downs. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's the rub, Josh. There's the rub. All right, we'll be back. Josh has the odd news. Don't forget to get your opinions in for I Have an Opinion.
They're trickling in.
Coming up at noon. Back with the odd news next on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Johnson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
All right, time for the odd news. Don't forget, your opinions are wanted, and we'll open it up in just a few minutes. Josh, you were clapping before this segment began. What happened?
Just getting ready. Just getting jacked, man.
He's excited for the odd news.
It's the odd news.
It's great to hear.
Yeah.
We love this enthusiasm.
We begin with noted hack J.J. Watt.
Noted hack?
Yeah.
Only noted by you.
Well, I'm the only one who can see these things. It's kind of weird how that works. Nobody else wants to call it out.
See his hair? He's got TV hair now.
He's got TV hair. It's not real at all. He's got glasses. Those are even less real.
It's not real.
Appropriating my culture.
He's not. He doesn't have real hair.
Well, I mean, he's doing the hymns or the Rogaine or the went to
really
other parts. Yeah, that's not real.
Let's see. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I mean, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Great take by you.
I just don't know if it. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. It is odd.
Looks.
You might be right.
Peruvian in nature.
You might be right. I don't know what he's doing.
Watt alongside Iron Eagle called the Patriots-Steelers game on CBS. Everything seemed to be going smoothly with this fake glasses, appropriating my culture for comedy. However, one eagle-eyed viewer did notice an unfortunate issue with Watt's pants. They had a massive hole in them. There was a post, social media, a video of Eagle and Watt running through first half stats. The camera was focused on Watt. The social media users zoomed in to reveal that there was a rip in the crotch area.
Yep, big guys rip their crotches, man.
And J.J. Watt responded on social media because he's always on social media. All right, this is great. I assumed someone was going to catch it, so let me break this down. As we sat down for our halftime hit, only time you really see our pants, I noticed this issue on the monitor. I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but I have narrowed it down to, and the post goes on as I load it with my slow internet. That's on me. I wasn't prepared as much as I thought I was.
There's like several more paragraphs here.
Oh, so this is a real breakdown?
Uh-huh. Would you want me to keep reading it?
Well, yeah, because my internet's being real fast over here.
I've narrowed it down to most likely happening when I pulled a sudden movement to avoid hitting my head in a low-hanging pipe in the booth. Anyway, back to the halftime hit. So I noticed this issue on the monitor. Our audio guy, Jose, noticed it too and was thinking quick. He tossed me a football and said, "Here, hold this." Of course, we go live on air. Instead of holding the football still, I immediately started talking with my hands, exposing the pants. Until now, I hadn't seen or heard anything about it, so maybe I thought nobody saw it or nobody cared enough to mention it. But lo and behold, here comes Kyle, some guy named Kyle on Twitter. Noticed it with the keen eye and the video evidence. I appreciate the kind words about the game. That really does mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that we will never be too old to have a good laugh about some split pants. You guys have done something there in Drake May. It was just a really, really tough day on the turnover front. All the fans in New England were very kind and hospitable yesterday. I really enjoyed interacting and taking in a picture perfect fall day in the Northeast. On to Washington and Atlanta next week with a fresh new pair of pants.
The pants were damaged beyond repair.
He was holding the football, and then he started moving the football.
Sure.
Instant. I mean,
as you would.
100%. I absolutely would. All right. Shout out to J.J. Watt.
We go to Knoxville for story number 2. Connor, a 4-year-old golfer in Knoxville has hit a hole in one.
Let me just say this. I would smash that baby in golf.
Hayden Antal.
Anybody can get lucky once. Of course, it hasn't happened to me, but like.
Now, this is a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
Some might
you
say
think that 4-year-old's going to shoot at 85? I don't think so.
I hear what you're saying, but that 4-year-old got really, really lucky.
How about play real golf?
Now, this was at a junior golf course Sunday when the 4-year-old sunk a hole-in-one on the 108-yard fifth hole. I feel like that's almost too short for Connor Happer. He wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, there are some tricked out par threes that can go that short. There's probably like a tree right in the, like there's this hole that we struggle with all the time when we play our scramble in Dubuque. It's straight downhill. It's about that length. But the problem is there's a tree directly in your line where your shot is supposed to go. So for the 4-year-old, he would just smash it as hard as he can, 8 yards, and he would have a better chance at competing on that hole in particular. But I'd like to take him on all the other 17 holes. He would get smoked.
Levi's been playing golf since he was 2, and his family stayed at an Airbnb with a golf course. They now go golfing about twice a week. And, I mean, I saw the video last night sitting at home, and, I mean, he just straight shot, just sunk it.
Yeah, nice job. Nice shot.
Good for him.
Nice shot, kid. You'll never get that lucky again. Life is pain.
Now, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, we go to the latest problem that Gen Z has solved for us. We like to keep you up to date on the happenings within Gen Z from time to time. What they invented vacation. Was that the last one we did?
Yes.
With
but they
called it a micro break?
Micro retirement.
Micro retirement. That's
yes.
right. Well, what's Gen Z always saying? Oh, we'll never be able to afford a house. We'll never be able to buy a house. How did you buy a house? Well,
you will, by the way. You'll be fine.
Yeah. They've solved
You just can't
the
do
problem.
it now because you're 22.
It's called co-buying.
Oh.
Where you and another person, maybe someone you're living
married to?
Maybe you go in together.
No way.
And buy the house.
Now that's a game changer, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah. What if you pooled your money and another person's money? Maybe you had intentions of living together until you were the age of Sister Jean or whatever.
Now what would you call that? Where two people sign on the same piece of paper. What would they call that?
Well, Gen Z calls it co-buying. And they invented it. Don't say they didn't.
Thank you yet again, Gen Z, you idiots. Did they really think that they couldn't buy houses because they thought that they were not allowed to co-sign? Or what was this?
The tactic known as co-buying is becoming increasingly popular, with one survey saying nearly 15% of Americans have purchased a home with someone who is not a romantic partner, and 70% of Gen Z would be willing to do so.
Yeah, it's called being in college.
Yeah. Home buying experts say co-buying is a viable option for many. Because it's a shared financial commitment, you need to be sure everyone's finances are as strong as your relationship. Nerd Wallet writes. Why they decided to acknowledge this stupid idea, I don't know.
Dear God.
The central benefit of co-buying is being able to afford a bigger, better home more quickly because of the pooling of resources. No duh!
Yeah, I think we've really gotten to the crux of the issue here. The Gen Zs are the least patient generation that we have ever seen. I mean, we keep getting less and less patient as we go, obviously.
Sure.
But they say, I'm 22 years old or 24 years old or 26 years old. I will never be able to buy a house. I don't have enough money to buy a house. I couldn't imagine having $200,000 or something like that. The truth is, and the trick is, you don't need $200,000 to buy a $200,000 house. That's interesting, but you'll learn that as you go. And also, you don't have to buy a house at 26. You're going to have more money at 32 than when you're 26. It'll be okay. You will be able to buy a house.
But everyone on social media has a house.
Yeah. Very impatient generation. Impatient. Sad, sad, sad.
Yep.
Thank you, Josh, for telling me what the Gen Zs are up to.
Thank you, Connor.
We'll be back. The noon hour is up next with I Have an Opinion. Coming up on 1620 The Zone.
This is the I Have an Opinion song. You haven't done an intro yet. Need to get on that.
Yeah. All right, it's time for I Have an Opinion. You all undoubtedly have opinions, right? Are you not opinion havers? You sickos?
You got to have an opinion.
So
Why
send
wouldn't
them to us. You can have more than one opinion. I know it's called I Have an Opinion. By the way, we really glossed over the whole Matt doesn't know grammar earlier in the show.
Yeah, what did and
Pancake.
And Pancake, yeah.
And he was adamant about it. And Pancake. It's odd.
Very.
So let's start here. We just got this one fresh from Sam.
Hot off the wires. Hi, Sam.
So this is an opinion of a Reddit page. An open letter in support of hiring Bo Pelini as the next head coach of Colorado State football.
I have seen this.
AKA
I had no
Bo
idea.
Pelini.
Yeah. I had no idea if it was like, how real is this? Is it just,
I don't know,
a funny bit?
So they have
Either
an
way.
opinion. Bo Pelini should be the head coach of Colorado State football. I almost said baseball. Sorry.
Now
That's
that
one
I'd like to see.
Colorado State baseball?
Yeah.
Does that even exist? I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure it does.
Well, let's find out.
You know, Colorado baseball doesn't exist. Or maybe it does again. I'm not sure. Colorado State baseball.
Oh, I don't. Well,
I feel like I haven't really heard of it.
Program dissolution in 1992.
1992, a great year, Josh.
Reached the College World Series in 1950.
Wow. Okay, what are some other opinions that we have today?
We have opinions in the YouTube chat.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Okay.
The next Gus Johnson Got It team rap has come out.
Oh, really? Oh, my goodness.
And it's about Kurt Signetti.
Oh, no, Connor.
All right, so let me
just
go ahead. I'll work on this.
I'll read an opinion until
Holy God.
Mike in the YouTube chat. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I have an opinion. There are too many car washes in Omaha.
Oh, what an opinion.
Great opinion, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, they don't bother me, their existence. Do they bother you? I mean, like, it's odd that we have this many car washes for how many people live in Omaha, but does it bother? Does their constant existence bother you?
So
are they too pervasive?
I am a little concerned that there's always a line at all of them.
People like in their car washed.
I mean, how is it possible this many people need a car wash?
No, I don't think it's about they don't. We don't need to have this many car washes.
Sure.
Once you get past that, like, does it actually affect you that they exist? It doesn't for me.
No,
it doesn't for me. Because of course you have the option to not get your car washed,
Sure.
or wash your car in your driveway with the hose like an old man.
Oh.
I love doing that.
David has an opinion.
Hi, David.
I have an opinion. We have seedless grapes. Why can't we have skinless grapes? Grape skin is gross.
Grape skin is gross.
I have never thought about this before.
Yeah, I never really dissected the grape. I always just kind of thought it was a grape. I never really considered it to be grape skin and grape inside.
Right.
I just thought it's
one whole thing.
Kind of considered it all as one thing.
Yeah.
So I think I disagree with this opinion. Although I guess I'd like to try a skinless grape.
If you presented me with one, I would surely eat it, and maybe I would say, "Oh, this is better," but I've never thought of it.
Like on a nice crunchy grape, a nice crackly grape. That's the skin doing that.
Yeah. It's where you're getting that mash of textures.
Yeah. So I'm actually pro skin on the grape.
Drunk Monk in the YouTube chat.
Hi, Drunk Monk.
Hey, put it on the screen. There we go. I have an opinion. Quarterbacks should be passers of the ball, not runners.
So in this case, Drunk Monk, I have to choose one or the other. I have to.
Seems like it.
I would have to say I would have to agree with you.
Yeah.
But different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Nate with an opinion in the YouTube chat.
Hi, Nate.
I have an opinion. Peanuts in the shell are the best legume.
Is a sunflower seed a legume?
Oh,
it's not really a bean, is it?
Sunflower seed, a legume.
Yeah.
No, it is not a legume.
Okay, thank you. Then I think I agree. I love peanuts.
You know what is a legume?
Huh?
Soybeans.
Well, I wouldn't advise that you just eat soybeans.
No, but I mean, we could.
I mean, it might be the most useful. Like we use soybeans to get a lot of stuff, like corn and soybeans.
There it is.
Thank you. So I guess you could make an argument from that perspective, but I'm thinking about from my own personal enjoyment. Yes, I love cracking some peanuts at a baseball game. It's great. My hands get all dusty.
Oh yeah,
my fingers get all dusty, and then I pour a little bit of water on them. Then I mix it up, and fresh as a daisy.
We go to the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Hello,
where Seth has several opinions. We'll read one of them here.
Okay.
I have an opinion. I don't know where I fall in the 1620 the zone class system. I am 43 and do not consider myself an old yet, but I am definitely not a young. Do I still belong here? Absolutely, Seth.
Do we not cater enough to the 40-somethings?
I am a 40-something.
Okay, so it's your job to make these people feel wanted and important.
that's a lot of pressure that you're putting on my shoulders.
I think if you're 43, you're not old.
No.
You're not in the olds category. Do you talk like this? Then you're not old.
Do you constantly find yourself asking, what time do the girls play?
Probably not yet.
Probably not. Yeah.
Right? I don't. So I would say you're a young, but not a youth. I mean, there's a difference between you're not a Gen Z, right?
You would never co-buy a house. You were never smart enough to figure that out.
No, exactly. Thank you for inventing that, Gen Zs. I appreciate it yet again.
I believe this is an email from Bad Takes Doug.
Bad Takes Doug.
That's what your guys' name for him. I would never. I have an opinion. He doesn't start it with, well, I guess in the subject line he did. I'm sorry. I have an opinion. Excessive Halloween house decorating is ridiculous. You, Mr. and Mrs. Home Decorator, are not going to be the next special effects consultant on a horror movie or TV show. Just do a couple jack-o'-lanterns and spider webs and call it good. Please stop.
All right. So this is a touchy subject. Okay. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who go over the top with this stuff.
Spooky season.
There is Mr. Bones in our thing right there.
Right there.
I'm looking at Mr. Bones right now.
That's right.
Why does do I not agree with Mr. Bones' existence? Not really. I don't feel a need for him to be there. But you know me, I'm a minimalist. I don't like to, but then I go up and down the streets and people got they're turning their entire front yards into graveyards, and there's dead people everywhere, and their garages look like they're never-ending caves or something like that. I mean,
everyone seems to have an unlimited dry ice budget.
It's absurd. It's absurd. But it doesn't really have an impact on me unless they're like my direct next door neighbors. Then I don't know what I would do. I would be more angry about it than I currently am, probably.
No.
But right now, it doesn't have a direct impact on me. So people do what they got to do. I don't agree with it. I don't, and I will judge them every time I go by their house. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't have the ability to do so. Is that fair?
Yes. Now here's the rub for me. I have a 6-year-old who loves Halloween.
And he says, why don't you do your house like that, Daddy?
Like, why we need to get some of these big decorations, Dad. And I'm like, first of all, your mother hates them. Violently hates them.
Good job by her.
And secondly, child, we're poor. Like,
we can't be spending money on this stuff.
I can't be doing hundreds of dollars for the yard display for 6 weeks.
Totally agree.
Also,
what else?
I don't have time to put them up or take them down.
What am I giving up in my life to be able to buy Halloween decorations?
Yes.
I can't. I can't afford to give up anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I will pass on the Halloween decorations.
It was either chicken wings or these yard ornaments.
Which do you want? And he'd probably say the yard.
I wanted the wings.
Yeah, I want the wings too.
Let's see. Sean has an opinion.
Hi, Sean.
Please do not play the Gus Johnson rap. I have an opinion, and his stuff sticks.
Well, I really want to, though.
Good take.
I feel like we should, since we played the last one, and it derailed the entire program.
It did.
So we're going to do it.
Okay.
It'll not be in this segment.
It will not be in this segment. Okay. That's fine.
All right, should we go to the text line?
Yeah, what do you got over there?
We got stuff from a variety of different places. We start, as we usually do, with Pedro. Submitted this about an hour ago.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, guys. I have an opinion. I was cursing the football gods on why does Nebraska always get to the last series and lose the game? Why do they hate Nebraska? Then I had a beer and thought, football gods love Nebraska. They were in the Big 12 North Division. No Oklahoma or Texas. They were in the Legends Division in the Big 10. No Ohio State or Penn State. They were in the West Division. No Ohio State, no Michigan State, or no Penn State. I'm going to sacrifice a chicken and eat a bucket of Popeyes. Thank you, football gods. Pedro. What a great opinion. See, depending on your perspective, maybe it hasn't been so bad.
Interesting.
After all, it could have been worse. I think that's what Pedro is trying to say. And it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse after all these years. Here's Bill.
Hi, Bill.
I have an opinion. Anyone who has listened to 1620 for more than an hour of their life is not allowed to ask the following two questions.
Oh, no. Where's this going?
Number one, do you know of any decent local banks? And number two, do you know of any good roofing companies?
We got them all.
because you know the answers to those questions, and they are all our friends. Here's Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I have an opinion. Ankle socks are the superior sock compared to all the other socks. No-show socks are the worst.
Great take.
I'm a situational sock guy.
Situational hiney, situational sock guy.
Every situation is different, Josh. Every situation is different. And like if I'm just wearing, like, where am I going? What am I doing? Like, let's just say I'm going to work and I'm wearing shorts that day. I'm sitting here. It's going to be ankle socks. Let's say I'm hooping at the gym.
Balling.
Half calves.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm playing golf and I'm wearing pants. Socks that go past the ankle.
Okay.
Let's say I'm playing golf and I'm wearing shorts. Ankle socks. You see? It's not a one size fits all.
Wow.
I can't definitively tell you that ankle socks are the best. Now, out of the days of the year, given our seasons here in Nebraska, ankle socks is probably my most used sock.
Okay.
It's close.
Many people in our YouTube chat saying disagree. Piss socks are the best socks.
Many people are saying this.
2, but that's a good sample size for us.
All right. Let's see. For the 531.
Hi, 531.
I have an opinion. Nebraska fans are reactionary and obnoxious. One loss, and some are ready to call Matt Rule the next Bill Jennings.
Great take.
I don't think that we're doing that. Are we? Are we really? I don't think anybody's saying that Matt Rule is as bad as.
There's an immensely loud vocal minority.
I know that there are some people who don't want this to work. Few, for the record, but I don't think you have
snake oil salesman.
I don't think you have the evidence quite yet in your back pocket to say this guy's going to be the worst coach in Nebraska football history.
We just had that.
You had somebody who was very close. Yeah, very close. Now, if he would have coached the rest of that season, he would have been that.
Some say he should have.
Some say he should have.
Very quickly, I want to shout out this chat from Ron.
Shout out to the chat.
I'm in my late 70s. Am I welcome? This going back to Seth, a 40-year-old who doesn't know if he's welcome here. You're welcome here, Ron. You're welcome here, no matter what your age. Also, just got recognized by the athletic department Saturday at halftime of the Michigan game on the field for attending 370 consecutive home games.
Holy hell, Ron. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Congratulations. Let this be our formal recognition of you right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ron. Here's Ron. Ron, well done. That is unbelievable dedication. Nice job. Nice job. I wish you would have paid us money for all the times you listen to the show, but we give out our product for free. Therefore, 1620 The Zone, greater than Husker football.
Here, have it. It's yours.
You can just take it. I know there's some people who have attended, 370 consecutive 1620 The Zone shows. Like, listen to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to say, nobody's worked 370.
Here's
maybe you.
Our friend Tom in Cincinnati.
Hi, Tom.
Okay. He's got one and then a follow. Oh, okay. No, he's got one and then a follow-up. I have an opinion. NRG Media needs to provide. This is an interesting topic. No, it's not too dangerous.
Oh, okay.
NRG Media needs to provide the Connor Happer Show with the budget to license real music for intros and outros to the segment. The crap that's currently being played coming out of break sounds like it was probably written by an out-of-work songwriter in Plattsmouth named Doug. If Gary and Matt can get real music, you guys should too. Now, what would you have to say to that, Josh?
I could do a better job of flipping to that page on our bar here.
You could make it easier on yourself.
I could.
You could just drag the songs because we have songs. We have licensing ability to be able to play them. Just not on the YouTube.
Not on the YouTube or I believe the podcast.
There are other methods. They don't have to be on the page directly in front of you. I know it's the easiest way. We like to get in our habits and our rhythms and stuff like that. Nick likes to open up 10, 12 tabs when he gets in here. Josh, your version of that is just seeing this page, but you don't actually have to do it that way.
That's true.
You could just drag the songs over into this little running log thing that we have right now, and it'll just play.
It could.
It'll just play.
It could.
So in theory, that is possible.
I'm gonna have to hold the L on this one.
And so, to be completely fair to our employers, we do have the budget. It's in the budget.
It is. We're allowed to do it a certain way.
But Tom has a follow-up.
Okay.
Says the I have an opinion and odd news segments notwithstanding, those are pure art.
Okay. Way to lift me back up, Tom.
Josh is
Thank you.
back. Josh is back. Blake, I thought this was originally no. Remember there was a Blake show and then there was a Blake. This is the Blake.
Hi, Blake.
So Blake 272. I have an opinion. Okay, interesting. Nebraska would benefit from having Andy Jackson, the volleyball player, suit up and using her around the goal line. She could be a jump ball threat in the corner, hurdle the line, or just be an option on the edge. Thus, Nebraska making another dual sport athlete from Nebraska. Blake, could Nebraska use Andy Jackson on the football team?
I mean, could they have her just swat the ball down on Hail Marys or something?
That's a good job.
Yeah. Important.
So you're saying defensive weapon.
That's more how I see it.
Blake was thinking offensive.
Yeah.
A lot of options.
Yeah. Maybe
she
Travis
really is
Hunter
incredible,
type.
though. She jumps so high.
Yeah.
She's already so tall. How does she do the things she does? I don't know.
Something they're feeding them.
Here is. Oh, John says.
Hi, John.
I have an opinion. The people that keep talking about playing TJ Lateef instead of Raiola have no idea what they're talking about. The problem is an experienced offensive line whose only experience is sucking, a running back coach that can't recruit, and a head coach that can't make in-game decisions. Oh, no. You people are bringing nothing to society, and even your grandmother thinks you are a moron. That was John's opinion.
Opinions of the listeners are not those of 1620 The Zone or NRG Media Omaha.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Also, John follows up and says, I'm 52 and I feel wanted by 1620. So that's good.
We want everyone.
Here's Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
I have an opinion. Ohio State fans are better than Michigan fans. I agree completely, Tommy. Thank you.
Whoa, really?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a lot of interaction
Michigan fans
with
are
either.
the worst. I know there's a lot of Michigan fans around here. You guys suck.
Whoa.
One of my longest running friends is a Michigan fan. And you'll say, oh, well, he's not like, he's a cool Michigan fan, because that's what everybody always introduces their Michigan friend fan.
Don't worry, guys. He's cool.
He's the cool one. But, there's only a certain amount of truth to that.
I was going to say, does your friend suck?
No, my friend doesn't suck. Okay. My friend is great. He's one of the good ones. But I know how it goes.
Okay.
They're all just so full of themselves.
I know a Michigan fan.
Is he full of himself?
No, he's not really.
Okay. Now, another popular way to be a Michigan fan is to not care about football at all, and then just say you're a Michigan fan. Now, there's a lot of people who do that.
That feels like something like a kid I went to school with in the 90s would do. Like, I don't know. Michigan. They got cool starter jackets.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's Michigan. Just full of those people. Oh, the big house. Go Blue.
They were wearing black shoes on the basketball court, and I was like, whoa.
Bill.
Hey, Bill.
I have an opinion. Follow up on opinion on superior socks. I would suspect that the 13 to 16-year-old male demographic may suggest other sock option as best.
Oh, do they wear socks anymore at that age?
I don't know what they do. They're wearing Crocs. I'm not sure what's going on.
Slobs.
Here's Jed.
Hi, Jed.
I have an opinion. Bicycles don't belong on the street. There are plenty of trails and sidewalks that work just fine. Good one, Jed.
Get the hell out of my way.
Yeah. It's tough.
It would take.
Well, we have bike lanes. You have to respect. No, you're just making it worse by taking up more of the road and nobody's using them.
Get the TikTok cam ready, Kyle.
Oh, aggregate them.
See that? That little move right there? That's all it would take to eradicate you from this earth if I chose to.
Damn.
You should be getting on your hands and knees and thanking me, the automobile driver, for keeping you alive.
Sounds like a threat, Josh.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
They added a bike lane at 108th and Fort.
Old man Doug.
Hi, OMD.
I have an opinion. Road construction and how many barrels are out make no sense at all.
Good take, old man Doug. Also, response to the bike discourse.
Yeah.
Spencer on the YouTube chat says the two overweight guys.
Well, Josh had the very stark opinion on the bikes. I ride bikes sometimes. I have a bike.
You do?
I have a bike.
Good for you.
I was kind of into it probably about 6-7 years ago. Like I bought a nice like road bike.
Was this a COVID thing?
Well, it was when I lived in Lincoln and I didn't have anything else to do with my time.
Okay.
And so I just rode my bike.
Okay.
I didn't have like family or
some
like,
people choose to spend all day walking.
Yeah, walking is good too.
Through Lincoln.
But
walking.
I was biking. I biked all the way out on that Mopac trail, like as far as it goes.
Good for you.
Just big. I was biking all the time.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm still fat. Here is a text from the 531.
Hi, 531.
Hi, Connor and Josh. I have an opinion. Gen Z is the worst. I may be 20 and technically part of it, but I do not acknowledge it. The fact that they think they invent stuff that is already existing, like co-signing, is ridiculous. Obviously, they aren't learning in school. Call me stupid if you want for calling my own generation stupid, but I believe I am right. I believe you are too. Texter. Christopher, I have an opinion. The NFL has ruined college football on Thursday nights. We no longer have good games to watch anymore. Who could forget such Thursday night classics like Boise State and Oregon with LeGarrette Blount punching that guy? Yes, and Scott Frost holding him back. Yeah, you're right. They've kind of given up on Thursday night, haven't they?
Yeah, they used to let's put a good one here. And now
the NFL used to, there used to be rules against this. There used to be covenants. There used to be an agreement between the two. We won't do this. We promise.
Now it's more of a Friday thing.
And now it's just a free-for-all. Everybody's like, I'm looking out for me.
What do we think of Army, East Carolina this week? Thursday night, ESPN.
Icky.
Yeah.
Icky. Follow up on bikes from Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
The thing about bikes is that they were around before cars. We should shame bikers that don't use road signals to disregard traffic laws, but we probably should shame them for shouldn't shame them for staying in shape and driving around we should also shame the drivers for staying in shape for driving around a big dangerous vehicle. I think that's what he's trying to say. I drive a big dangerous vehicle, so I do understand it. He's saying bikers have a point.
They have a point?
He's saying bikers existed before the cars, so bikers have the right of way. I don't know. I actually don't know what Aaron's trying to say.
Churning butter by hand existed before machines, and seems like machines are better.
Who does it better?
Yeah.
You tell me, Josh.
I don't know.
Machines or hands?
Machines.
Have you ever had hand-churned butter before?
Probably. I don't immediately recall it, though. I
like a museum somewhere?
Yeah. We're churning our own butter today, kids.
Chris writes in.
Hi, Chris.
Hearing that you do have a budget for we don't have a budget for
There's
music.
No music budget.
We are a radio station, so we have the licensing to
they
play
send
songs.
us the songs. Yes. And they're like, please play my song. It's 90 seconds long, and the kids love it.
There's
on the
no
TikTok.
budget. We have no budget for this show. Does Nebraska have the budget for actual functional tackles and running backs? Because everything I see tells me no, they are not in the budget.
TBD.
Not this year's budget. No. All right. Thank you for your opinions, opinion havers. Appreciate it. I'm sure there will be a couple more that straggle in. We'll check on those when we come back. More to come on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. You're welcome. If you're on the YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Hopefully. Is this muted on the YouTube?
It is now. I gave him a couple beats.
Yeah,
so they knew what was happening.
As long as you talk over it, I really think it's okay.
Yeah.
But we can't get copyright stricken, mostly because we don't want to get copyright stricken, but also because we do not want to feel the wrath of our video director. He will probably kill us.
Because a real hard ass.
Sam writes in.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, was that Odson hitting us with that Lupe fiasco? Lupe is in that song. It's mostly a Kanye song, right?
Yeah.
But Lupe's got a verse on there.
Mm-hmm. You call it, I mean, some people might not want to call it a Kanye song anymore after the unpleasantness.
Some people, but maybe there's enough time between the unpleasantness and then
time heals all wounds.
Certain schools could bring back power. God, wouldn't that be awesome? Do you think they should just do it at this point? This is not a topic I envisioned talking about today, but I think it's time.
I think maybe
I think it's time.
See, well, I was going to say do it for like Utah Valley where nobody cares and nobody will be there, but you kind of do need the students to be there, right?
Yeah, you want to do it. I mean, you don't want to do it for like, if you are going to do it, you don't want to do it for like an exhibition game. You want to do it like, first game of the year or like a big, like the UConn game.
I just assume,
or something.
I just assume Utah Valley is during Christmas break. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure. Did they play them this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Maybe it's time. It's all I ever hear for the Gen Z burners.
Oh, I'm sorry. Utah Tech is the school I'm thinking of.
Well, why?
Monday.
Wonder why you were thinking of Utah Valley.
I don't know.
Interesting.
A lot of schools in Utah.
Interesting.
Snow College, Utah,
okay.
BYU.
Yep, those are some more schools. Thank you for mentioning those.
Monday, December 22nd.
Okay. There you go. Right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We will have radio shows that day.
That day we will, yeah. Be a busy day.
Okay. We did get some spare opinions.
Love a stray opinion.
Chris in Montana.
Hi, Chris.
I personally think that the music at the break is awesome, funky, and groovy.
See, now I feel like you don't mean that. Feels disingenuous.
If you describe something as funky and groovy, are you more or less likely to like it? From the 402, I have a late opinion. Pedestrians hate cars and cars hate pedestrians, but they both really hate bicyclists.
True.
And one more from Old Man Doug. I have another opinion. AI has made us all dumber. Paragraph. He talked to texted this, which is basic. If you are jogging in the morning or anytime during the day, and there's a sidewalk jogger on the sidewalk, not on the street, and then it just ends there.
All right.
I love Old Man Doug. What a guy. Shout out to the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Poll question up at Happer Show. If you describe something as funky and groovy, are you more likely or less likely to like it?
Good question. Good question. Yesterday, Mr. Pete Tweets dropped in, but not that Pete Tweets. Mr. Nakos.
The other Pete.
New Pete Tweets. Can you believe it? There's a new Pete Tweets.
Wow.
He dropped in yesterday. We got curious yesterday. Somebody asked us after Gundy got fired. We were like, what if they go after Holgo the O-Co? And to be very clear about this, I don't think anybody has actual information on this. And
a lot of people are saying a lot of things.
A lot of people are saying a lot of things about it. They're drawing conclusions. They're drawing lines, but I don't think that there's any dots to connect at this point between those two. And my general vibe is, like what I said yesterday, is that Dana very much enjoys his life in Lincoln right now. He gets to make his enough money. He could not have very much responsibility and just do the thing that he cares about, which is coaching offense
and traveling the world
and going to Tulum or wherever the hell he's going. He could go anywhere. He could go wherever. If you're the head coach at Oklahoma State, it's a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit more of a 24/7 type of deal, and you got to answer more questions. And, I think Holgo has probably evolved to this point where he's a football coach. That's not to say he won't be a head coach at some other point. My guess would be a guy with the competitive drive that he sort of does would love to give it another crack. So I think there's arguments on both sides for him being an option for Oklahoma State. With that being said, from Oklahoma State's standpoint, it seems to me that he would be further down the line, but you never know what direction they're going to want to go with it. But my guess would be somebody from one of those Texas schools who's the head coach right now, up and comer, GJ Kinney, Jeff Traylor, those type of guys. All right. So
feels like the play.
Here's the NACOS drop in, dynamite drop in for NACOS. As I'm sure some already have seen, Nebraska offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen's name has been tied to the Oklahoma State job. His name is going to continue to come up, and that's because he is friends with Oklahoma State booster and Houston native Chad Clay. The two became friendly when Dana was at Houston. I'm not saying he's going to be the favorite or anything, but he has a direct link to the job if he wants it. Clay is viewed as a top 30 booster for Oklahoma State athletics. Thought I would jump on here and explain it a bit. That's what he said on the message boards.
Couple things.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. Go ahead. What do you got?
Are we ranking boosters now?
Well, I mean, the athletic departments know who gives them the most money.
Sure. And
they know.
30 feels like a big number.
Yeah, like when you're a top 30 booster, do you get handed the decision-making process for who's going to be the head football coach? I'm going to guess no.
Top 10? Top 15?
I don't think any of the boosters get actual decision-making power. They just decide whether to leave their money or pull their money based on what they get.
Also,
everyone's like, oh, the boosters are running their show down there. Yeah, but not really. Like the people who are in charge are going to hire who they hire. And then you have to decide whether you want to be on board with it or not on board with it. And yeah, you could always threaten people with pulling your donations. But most of the time,
top 30 booster
you're
at
bluffing.
Oklahoma State. What even is that? They're constantly talking about how they have no money.
Josh, I'm glad you had the same takeaway that I did. Just ignore this.
Also, well, if you want to go,
Mike says so. He gives what, $40?
Entirely possible.
No. I'm sure he gives millions.
So
if that's a top 30. I mean, that's pretty good.
If you want to do those Nebraska honks are just honking for the Huskers, like that job could be attractive. Like Pete could be onto something here when he says that.
But okay, he only wrote it because he's going to pop up on lists and people are going to be like,
Yes.
But
you're going to get that Husker aggregation that you're desperately seeking.
I think that is if Oklahoma State isn't able to grab their top, 5 options, something like that.
Also, it was, I don't want to say reported, but like many are asking the athletic director at Oklahoma State has been working without a contract since June.
Yep.
Maybe they have to figure that out first before they figure out who their football coach
press conference
is going
was
to
weird yesterday.
It really was.
He said that they gave him the option to, announce his resignation and continue on throughout the remainder of the season. And what the hell do you think Mike Gundy said to that?
Bleep it. Fire me.
Exactly. And in that exact way, he said, nah, you're going to have to just fire me now. I'll take the buyout.
I don't know. You could be like you could be on a board somewhere. You could be the secretary to the football. Like you could be, do nothing administration position here.
No,
you're going to have to fire me.
You're going to have to fire me. Yep. You're going to have to fire me.
You're going to give me that buyout.
He had a game week press conference on Monday. He got fired on Tuesday.
That was the anniversary of they couldn't fire him on the anniversary of I'm a man, I'm 40.
It's so funny.
Which is why this is what they should have fired him Saturday.
Yes.
Because
they lost on Friday.
It would have got swallowed up. And now you're the talk of the sport and you don't really want to be.
Chris in Montana writes in,
Hi, Chris.
if Colin Klein continues to impress at A&M, he's an interesting candidate for the Okie State job. I've always thought that he was probably the favorite for it.
We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah. Remember? Former K-State quarterback, up and coming offensive mind. Yes, he is A&M's OC at the moment. That's an option. Any of those Texas coaches or somebody, I mean, they haven't had to do this in a long time.
Very
so
long time.
I don't know where, G.J. Kinney played there, right? So you could go there. I just don't think Holgorsen would be in that top group at this point.
Feel like it probably comes down to a money. If say Holgo wanted to, they probably can't afford him.
Oh, well, they could afford him.
Nah.
Holgo?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be able to afford him?
They're destitute.
Yeah, they're going to pay their coach $4 million, $5 million. That's just the going rate. You have to. They could afford him. They could pay him 5 times as much as he's making right now.
They're going to give him a couple car wash coupons and say,
"What do you think Oklahoma State is, Josh?
Poor.
I mean, poor comparatively to Nebraska, but
T-Boone's dead.
Yeah, but they're okay. There's still enough money."
I was shocked at the amount of people yesterday who learned T-Boone Pickens is dead.
T-Boone has passed. He has left us. For the 402.
Hi, 402.
In business terms, Dana wants to be an engineer, not a CEO. He wants to design plays, not rub the shoulders of the boosters. That's the sense that I get from him. But you never know. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Couple things to get to. Maybe we'll get to the AL Central. Mitch Sherman will join us at the top of the hour. Also, the reported news from Brett McMurphy this morning on what the Big Ten is going to do in response to these conferences changing up their scheduling tactics a little bit here. Kind of interesting. Jump into that next on 1620 The Zone. All right. So yesterday, the ACC announced that it was, or actually, this was Monday, I think. The ACC announced that it was doing exactly what the SEC is doing and going to 9 conference games. We noted yesterday that it's mathematically impossible for all 17 ACC teams to play 9 ACC games. So
That's right.
16 will play 9 and 1 will play 8. But all ACC schools will play a minimum of 10 power conference opponent. That was the added initiative from the SEC. The ACC has jumped on board as well. So all of this is being done out of a change to what the playoff is taking into account as it pertains to strength of schedule going forward. So what will the Big Ten do? This is what matters to you, right?
This is
what matters in your community. Brett McMurphy of On 3 now, the Action Network, ESPN. What does he work for? I never know. But it's on 3.
1620 The Zone.
It's on 3 this time. The Big Ten, he writes, will play 9 conference games as it has every season since 2016, but it isn't requiring its members to play a non-conference out of a non-conference power conference opponent. Quote from a Big Ten source, it hasn't been discussed. Added another source, quote, there is nothing on the immediate horizon. And with nothing on the Big Ten's immediate horizon regarding playing the same number of power conference opponents as the other 3 leagues, don't expect any resolution on the playoff format. Expect the 2026 playoff format to be the same 12-team model as this year and last. The league's commissioners are meeting today in Chicago. The perplexing thing about the Big Ten not requiring its league members to play a 10th power conference game is that at this summer's Big Ten Media Days in Vegas, league officials and coaches literally pounded their chests about playing the toughest non-conference schedule, McMurphy writes. For one reason, the Big Ten played 9 league games, while that other conference, the SEC, only played 8. And then there's a whole long list of basically just shaming, guys like James Franklin and Signetti and whatever, who are saying, yeah, that other conference plays other, crap. And now the SEC and the ACC have risen to the occasion. They said, we'll play 9 and we'll make them play a 10th. And the Big Ten is apparently saying, yeah, we'll just stick with our 9. Our 9's good enough.
Once again, Big Ten has played itself.
Correct, Josh. Idiotic conference. Idiotic conference. I mean, maybe they'll reverse course at some point, but I don't necessarily need the whole, I like it from a football viewing standpoint, but once again, the playoff has told you they're going to reevaluate how they're going to do things from a strength of schedule standpoint. You are going to be at a disadvantage because if they're not required to, Big Ten schools will not play power conference opponents in the non-con. They won't do it.
No.
You've heard all of the coaches' opinions. You've seen the schools and what they've put together from a schedule standpoint and what they've taken away from a schedule standpoint. Shout out to Nebraska and Tennessee. Shout out to Indiana's garbage-ass non-cons every single year. The only team that consistently schedules in the non-con is Ohio State. And even them in some years aren't gonna have it. But I think they have games on the books of the future. I think they have a game on the books with Ohio State or with Alabama coming up soon. I can't remember when that they just played Texas, right? The last 2 years. So, or I'm sorry, Ohio State played Texas this year. Michigan played Texas last year.
2027 and 2028, a home and home with Alabama.
And there's a few of them that have matchups with Notre Dame. Obviously, USC. Are they going to still play Notre Dame? But the point is, if you don't require them to do this 10th power game and it's not already in your DNA to do it, you're not going to do it. So Nebraska, given what they've said about this before, they will, if they're not getting pushed from the Big Ten to schedule a 10th power conference game, which I'm surprised by for the record. I figured they would. I just figured the Big Ten would say, oh, okay, everybody else is going to do this. Let's do this too. But The Big Ten is just so far up its own butt. They're just like, we have to be on the cutting edge. We have to do things first. We have to be different. We are our own person. So stupid. It's so dumb. Like, who cares? Every school, I've always been weirded out by this idea in this conference. It happened a little bit with Nebraska and NIL. Remember when Nebraska was like the first to do the logos and whatever, and it was like, Nebraska's on the cutting edge of NIL because they have open doors and like whatever, all that stuff. Well, cool, like whatever, Nebraska did it first, but what did it actually get them? Yes, the athletes are set up great when they get here. There's avenues that you go down that are not as maybe complicated as some other places around the country. But what has this got in Nebraska? People misinterpreted that as Nebraska has great NIL. Nebraska has fine NIL.
Fine.
Yes. But what did being on the cutting edge of anything ever do for anyone? What is wrong? What is so wrong with being third? You know?
They give you a medal for that still.
Yeah. But here's the problem, Josh. They don't give out medals because it ain't a race.
Oh, no.
It ain't a race at all. Independently evaluate whether you think it's going to be a good idea or not, and then do it or don't do it. And what the Big Ten has decided to do is look at the other teams and say, they're doing it, so I don't think I'll do it. I don't think they can think for themselves. I don't think it's a conference that has its own brain. They just like to zag. They're just contrarians. That's what I think. Stupid conference. Run by stupid people. Let's take a break. Mitch Sherman will join us on the other side. We'll talk football. Dylon and Patrick Mahomes, maybe? Or people yelling at Dylon?
Beef with Fornelli.
T-fees? Things of that nature.
Red end zones.
Coming up on 1620 The Zone. But first, Underdog, ladies and gentlemen. Football is back. Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. You can play right now in the state of Nebraska. Playing Underdog is easy. Just pick. Whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more, get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. I'm looking at the app right now because guess what? I am in the fine state of Nebraska. You could look at the WNBA tonight. You could look at Thursday night in football. Army in ECU. That was the game you mentioned earlier, Josh, right? ECU to win, minus 223. Right now, that is an option for you. You can pick higher or lower in individual player stats as well. It's all there for you on Underdog. Download the app today. Sign up using promo code Happer 1620 and score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Happer 1620. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Who do you want to talk about first?
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic.
He can play. And we need people that can play.
And we'll never be royal. Let me live that fantasy.
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic, on the Connor Happer Show, on 1620 The Zone.
Well, we talk now with Mitch Sherman on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Mitch, good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, afternoon. Are you going to retire that song for the rest of the fall?
I was just going to ask you that because now they've been eliminated and it's over and we don't have to think about it anymore. Maybe it's time.
I actually had the game on last night. It was kind of refreshing to watch it without having any even hint of an idea that there might be some meaning applied to the game. And I felt kind of bad for the guys on the network that they had to talk about. Well, they can get to 500 and be over 500, and that's a big accomplishment. And I was thinking, no, it doesn't matter.
And then they were also talking about how the Tigers blew a 14-game lead in the AL Central, and I was just thinking, why can I never be the beneficiary of a 14-game blown lead? I guess they had the opportunity.
Despise the Guardians that much more.
It's unbelievable. Mike Schaefer texted me last night, big Guardians fan, and he was like, your boy's got a front row seat to the greatest division comeback of all time. And I'm like, wow, this is really what an interesting text that I've just received. I was like, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just jealous. I'm jealous.
Don't care. I think that I would have replied that way.
Then he said something along the lines of I'm jealous of you. We get to the playoffs every year and blow it. You've at least had 2 awesome months of the best 2 months of your life.
It is true. The Royals maximize their opportunities in the postseason. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So, little trade-off there. Okay. Have we wrapped up the closing arguments in the court of Twitter this morning with Tom Fornelli?
I think I'm trying to be really polite and just be like, I don't want to talk about this anymore, but I also don't want to be like, hey, I'm dropping the mic here and I won't. It's a delicate thing, man. I keep talking about this and this subject that I don't want to talk about.
It's amazing.
The Dylan Raiola, Patrick Mahomes lookalike contest. I want to be done with it. And there was a moment, there was a purpose that I'll stand by, that I think it deserved to be brought up with the head coach this week, because to me, at least, it was like an elephant in the room. Why is everybody else talking about this and we can't ask Matt Rule, or we shouldn't ask Matt Rule? He's having these conversations. He talks about it on his podcast. It should come up in a press conference. So I kind of regret that I did, because it opened the can of worms, and then
there still would have been a Tom Fornelli video either way, though.
For sure, that question and answer had nothing to do with the Tom Fornelli thing. And why I chose to weigh in on that, I don't know. I cannot help myself, but I did, and then that just kind of sparked up. But I don't want to be having a Twitter argument about this. I just don't.
I don't want to be having a Twitter argument about anything. So I applaud you for, at least sending a couple off and then just kind of putting it down and walking away. That's a good move.
I think that's what happened. I think I kind of walked away. I'm just trying to de-escalate.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. So there's the Mahomes thing, and that's one thing. And then there is I know, I'm sorry. Then there is he only does one read, and I don't know where that even comes from. I can't understand that, unless everything that Matt Rule has told us and Dana Holgorsen has told us is a lie about how well Dylan Raiola processes things. Because I don't know. That's not what I see at this moment.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good job. Good job.
Good radio. I'm making for some good radio. I don't know, man. I don't really know where that comes from. Dylan Raiola does a lot before the snap. He plays the quarterback position. There are quarterbacks. I'm not naming anybody, and I'm not even talking about it. I'm not even referencing anyone this year, but the proliferation of the spread and the no huddle offense and the getting signals from the sideline system. And now you got the headsets. there are a lot of ways for quarterbacks to just kind of go through college like a robot. And that's not what Dylan Raiola is.
He actually chose the more difficult path. He could have gone to robot college and then he decided to go to real boy college, which
I mean, pro style offense, like that's what you're going to have to do at the next level. They don't run the robot system in the NFL. It's not as effective. The quarterbacks have to think and make reads and audible and stuff. So that's why he wanted to do it, because he's chosen to model himself after NFL quarterbacks from a young age and because of his association and his dad's NFL time. And so here we are.
You know, I thought this is almost still the subject, but it's slightly different. I thought I don't know if you watched the TV copy from Saturday yet. Gary Danielson said that his comp is actually Stafford, instead of, like, he was like, you know, the whole Mahomes thing came up, and he's like, well, I actually think, you know, he's Stafford, which, you know, that's a guy who knows the position and knows the game pretty well. Sure. And I felt like that was kind of fascinating to hear, because all anyone ever talks about is obviously the Mahomes one.
Yeah, the Mahomes one, it's easy. Sure. I don't know. I'll defer to Danielson on that, because I don't, that's a good question for Dana Holgorsen, I suppose.
Yeah. Like how are they different? Like what are the intricacies of what they're doing?
As Dana's offense has evolved, because, you know, Dana comes from the air raid, which is where Mahomes and Baker Mayfield and others were groomed. So, but as Holgorsen's offense has evolved and Dylan's training has developed, does Dana see an NFL comp? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll ask that, maybe not. Oh. I kind of prefer for the topic to just kind of go away.
That'd be good though. No, if it was open, if it was like, hey, you know, everyone talks about his comps. What do you think? You know, what's his comp for you? He probably wouldn't answer.
Yeah, he probably would. You know what I want to ask Holgorsen next week? And we'll see if the subject turns to this. I could just ask it. But so, you know how when Nebraska gets down to the goal line this year, Dylan seems to like that fade in the end zone. He threw it on second down on the first possession on Saturday against Michigan. It's a low percentage pass just by nature, whoever throws it. And it's a hard pass to connect because you need timing and accuracy, where some passes just require one or the other. I wonder if that's his first read in that situation. Like it is because he's gone to it quite a bit, and they even did it once, you know, around midfield.
It might just be a one route play. I don't know what the rest of it looked like, but it's
there's other receivers out there, right? Are they all blocking?
It's possible.
Maybe. Yeah. I wonder if that's his first read, and if it is, I wonder why that is, and it's drawn up that way, and they've used it as much as it does. My thought is that Raiola likes to throw. Like he hits it in practice, and he feels comfortable with it, and it requires like a lot of arm talent, and so he feels like he can hit it. He's confident, but it's still hard to connect when you put a defensive guy. It's because it's really difficult to beat your man in that short yardage situation. So it just comes down to accuracy and timing. So I'm just kind of interested in their thoughts and Dana's thoughts on that play.
I also, I mean, they have to really be questioning their ability to run it down there, which is probably the crux of the entire issue, right? They don't feel like they can run it conventionally down near the goal line. And I wonder what else can be done. People are talking a lot about TJ Lateef this week. I said it to you on the podcast a couple of days ago. I think that could be a spot for Heinrich Harburg to take a couple of snaps behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's shown the ability to be a good running quarterback. You know, the play that they used on the last drive where they threw it to Harburg in the route to the tight end out on the edge, and it's because of his quickness and the mismatch that he presents. I think that's a good play. They ran it on fourth down, and then they ran it again to get in the end zone. You know, Dylan's got the accuracy to hit that, and as long as you throw it, and if the defense adjusts and starts, you know, trying to jump the route, okay, it's a different thing, but then something else might open up. As long as they're going to give that to you, and it seems like most teams do, I kind of like that in short yardage. You know, eventually they'll adjust, and somebody's going to play you differently, and then maybe Heinrich can slip it inside. I don't know, but that at the end of the game, at least, like, was their most effective way to get a yard or 2-3 yards.
Yeah. So you could get a little
Just
bit more
creative.
Yeah, you could be a little bit more creative. I agree. And I think they need to, through 4 games now, like we've talked about, there's some truths that have now been told. And now, like, okay, this is the direction we have to go. Instead of just trying to ram our heads into the wall, let's try and, get in the bag a little bit and pull out our best stuff inside the 5-yard line. I think that's the way they'll go coming out of this break here.
What's funny is you think back to the preseason and when Nebraska had several running backs working at times with the top unit, and you heard, hey, maybe Vince Genatone, who's this converted linebacker, is going to get an opportunity to be a short yardage guy because he's really big and he slams into the line of scrimmage and he has a strong lower half and can move. And like they've been looking, not just Nebraska, but where he was at previously, they've looked for a position that works for him. Obviously we've not seen that. And it doesn't feel like Nebraska's close to putting him into that kind of a situation. We didn't even get to see Quentin Ives on Saturday against Michigan after he had a nice game the week before come in and get some use in a short yardage spot. Maybe that would have worked. But if you're not able to make the blocks, then it doesn't really matter who you have out there at running back.
Mitch, we kind of touched on this a little bit this morning. What would you say the chances are that Nebraska not only beats Michigan State, but they win each of their next 4 games in this pivotal stretch that they're about to go into, this pivotal chunk?
Well, I wouldn't put the odds real high because Nebraska hasn't done that at the true moment of truth before the Michigan game. And I predicted Nebraska to win because I think, like, I'm not saying that I was pandering to my audience, but I think, like, you have to take into account, like, who you're talking to. And did I think Nebraska was going to? I thought Nebraska had a chance. I don't know, like, if it was a life or death kind of deal that I picked Nebraska to win last week because the Huskers just hadn't shown it. And I thought they were capable, but they hadn't shown it as a program. And even as a team this year, they hadn't had the opportunity to show it as a team this year. I'd say the same thing about, like, winning these next 4 games. Nebraska has not shown the ability to go out and do that and play that consistent of football where you win 3 games that I think could go either way. And the Northwestern game should be a slam dunk. But no, I would not say that I love Nebraska's chances or like Nebraska's chances to go 4-0 in October.
Will they be favorites in all of those games potentially?
That's a good question. No, I don't think so. I think the road games could go either way. They might be favored. They'll be favored in the home games. I think you can take to the bank they're going to be favored in both home games. And I'd say they'll be an underdog in at least one of the road games, maybe not, maybe both.
Maryland and Minnesota are the road games. Michigan State and Northwestern are the home games in that stretch. Yeah, I'm interested to see how it all, kind of lines up for them too, because these are the type of games that they need to, start kind of consistently winning. That's another box that they could afford to check. Everybody, we wanted to, and I'm guilty, like you just said, Mitch, like I'm guilty. I wanted to skip ahead and Nebraska gets this kind of perception altering win. I don't think they could alter perception in the next 4, but I think they can make a lot of people around here feel a lot better, right? Just the trust level would skyrocket if you're able to find wins in each of these next 4.
It would alter some perception if they're going into USC at 7-1. I think they could be ranked, despite having maybe not beaten a ranked team. That's going to depend on whether Maryland beats Washington next week. If Washington, coming off of Ohio State, goes down at Maryland, then I think Maryland at 5-0 has a good shot to be ranked when Nebraska goes out there. And that could change the perception if Nebraska has a ranked win and is 7-1. Like, I think then Nebraska would be ranked, which to me would be viewed in a different light nationally. Now, a lot of people would probably say, let's see you do it against USC. Let's see how you do against Penn State. Like, go out and win 10 games and then we'll talk. But certainly on like the level around here, if Nebraska takes care of business all through the month of October, then I think people will be feeling much better about this team than they do today at 3-1.
No doubt. Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. You can check out his latest there where he writes about their next 4 games or what's next in Nebraska season after their first 4 games. All right, Mitch, appreciate it as always. Thanks, and we'll see you later.
Okay, thanks.
Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Good stuff from him as usual. All right, we got a tweet here from El Scorcho.
Hi, El Scorcho.
Please tell me the Gus Johnson rap will be discussed soon.
It will.
We now
You promise?
have a moment.
I haven't heard it yet.
I haven't either.
Okay.
We're going to play it blind.
Oh, let's roll.
I'm dead serious. We're going to play it blind. I downloaded it. It's ready to be played on the stream, and we're going to play it blind next on 1620 The Zone. All right, predictions.
Predictions?
Yeah,
it's Wednesday.
How many sword sheaths will be in the Gus Johnson video?
Oh,
like, will it be the same
thing?
Beat? Yeah.
Oh, good question.
I don't know. We
Feel
know,
like, yeah, probably.
We know the subject of this week's Gus Johnson rap. It's Kurt Signetti.
Oh yeah.
What will his nickname be? Kurt the. I mean, is it too on the nose? City like Kurt the Killer or something like that? Probably can't do that these days.
I mean, East Side Undertaker came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's just stop talking about it and get to it. The main event. Week 2 of Gus Johnson's weekly rap.
Weekly.
I think. I don't know. Here it is. Neither of us have heard this for the record.
Week's got its selection is... And this one's going to flip your cap. Kurt Signetti, head coach, Indiana. He's a beacon, a leader, the godfather of Bloomington, Indiana. America, allow me to reintroduce you to Don Siggs. This past Saturday, his Hoosiers dropped a big, fat 63-point burger on 9th-ranked Illinois. Indiana kept scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Last year, he led the Hoosiers to the college football playoffs in his first year. He walked in the door telling everybody he was about to kick some butt. You want to see what confidence looks like?
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
The Hoosiers are the real deal once again, because their coach got it.
Whoops.
Not as good as last week's.
No, it wasn't.
But
I was
Don Siggs.
Don Siggs? You are kidding me. This is bad.
It's bad. Gotta get that as a drop.
Black Cat says, time to admit your team Siggs. No, I had my come to Jesus moment with Indiana yesterday, okay?
Always.
I'm not team Siggs. I will never be team Siggs. I don't think. Unless he, saves a burning building or, is Nebraska's coach.
How much
it
evidence
becomes Creighton's basketball coach or something.
How much evidence do you need of him saving people from a burning building? Like if he just showed up to a Monday press conference and said,
"Yeah, I saved him. Google it.
Damnedest thing happened after the game, you guys. Listen up."
I need there to be various local news stories about it.
Okay.
Yeah, just for verification. So they did a different beat, but the swords were back. The swords were still in there.
They were.
Did you hear the swords?
Once at the very beginning when I found out, okay, it's not the same beat, I immediately stopped listening to the music.
No, the swords were still there.
Okay.
The swords were still there.
So the Gus Johnson Got It team has a quarterback and a coach. Are we going to flesh this out over the course of the season and do an offensive lineman?
I think he would I think he'll pretty regularly do players.
Yeah.
What did he say at the beginning? This one's gonna flip your lid.
No, flip your cap.
That's not even an expression.
Well, I thought he was
flip your lid.
I thought he was gonna go on with the next line or two, do cap, no cap, and he just didn't. He just said flip your cap.
Should we hang on.
We can analyze this further.
Its selection is, and this one's going to flip your cap. Kurt Signetti, head coach, Indiana.
All right, let's pause there. What do we got? Head coach,
Indiana.
Okay.
He's a beacon, a leader, the godfather of Bloomington, Indiana. America, allow me to reintroduce you to Don Siggs.
Let's pause there.
The godfather of Bloomington, and then calling him Don Siggs. Mwah. Just
look at Gus. What is he doing? What is he doing? Is this his idea?
He dropped that little Jay-Z line, allow me to reintroduce.
Who does he think he is? He is a football announcer. He is a broadcaster.
He thinks he's the coolest broadcaster in America.
He does.
This past Saturday, his Hoosiers dropped a big, fat 63-point burger on ninth-ranked Illinois.
Sword.
Sword.
All right, so here's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like it when people say burgers.
Burger.
Yeah. 63-point burger? What are we doing?
So, okay, generally I agree with you. You can say 50 burger. Like that's okay with me.
It's a little overused.
63-point burger is not a thing.
Okay.
Like not.
Indiana kept scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Last year, he led the Hoosiers to the college football playoffs in his first year. He walked in the door telling everybody he was about to kick some butt.
I noticed you paused it before the thing you hate most.
What do I
No, this is the basketball thing where the audio, you can't hear the audio at all.
What do you mean?
They're about to play the Purdue sucks.
Oh yeah.
You want to see what confidence looks like?
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
The Hoosiers are the real deal once again because their coach got it.
That's unbelievable. So he Cignetti has openly admitted, like, hey, I juiced it last year because I felt like that's what I had to be because everybody was so accustomed to losing around here. And felt like I was surrounded by a bunch of losers. And he was like, I had to juice it. I had to go in and say crap like that.
Okay. I didn't know he said that. That's actually interesting. To me.
He's talked about it quite a lot.
Yeah. Huh.
So that rubbed me the wrong way, certainly.
Had to gas up my own fan base.
I'm here for a bit, though. I mean, I guess it's a bit, but like, you know,
Google me was a bit.
Kind of. Google me was kind of a bit, but he's like still confident. That's why he made it Gus Johnson's got it team of the week.
It's just himself dialed up to 11, right? Like,
yeah. Keena writes, consider my cap flipped.
Stop. See, he tried to warn you.
Black Cat next week. John Hall. Even though he's not the kicker anymore. What's his name? Cunanan.
Gee, what would his nickname be?
QAnon. Mr. QAnon. Okay, there's Gus Johnson's. Got it. Copyrighted infringement. Kapavelka team of the week.
I'm gonna need next week's to be better.
Okay. You thought the first one maybe set the standard too high?
Maybe.
Okay. I can live with that.
Okay, yeah, because the first one we were like, whoa, what is this? We were kind of walking down the hallway blind.
Team? Is it always a Big Ten team too?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean,
it's Fox.
I guess he would have access to Big 12 teams as well.
Yeah.
Not a lot to choose from there.
All right, quickly before we get out of here, I'd like to, for one final time, direct your attention to the American League Central. I'm not even going to talk about the Royals, I promise. Okay? Did you know that this was happening?
I did not know this was happening. I knew the Guardians were on a bit of a streak, like not a winning streak, but
many people did not know that this was happening.
I didn't know the Tigers were gagging.
Yes. The Detroit Tigers now find themselves in a tie atop the American League Central with 5 games to play with the Cleveland Guardians, who beat them last night, even though they had a guy take a bunt off of his face from Tarek Skubal. Tarek Skubal tried to hike a baseball to first base between his legs. It failed.
I saw that. That was wild.
Failed. The Detroit Tigers have officially blown what was at one point a 15.5 game lead in the American League Central.
Connor, has anyone blown such a large lead?
Now, I'll answer that question. The division lead itself over Cleveland. I'm sorry. The division lead was 14. The Cleveland lead was 15.5. You understand what I'm saying? When they were up by 15.5 games, it wasn't over Cleveland. It was over Kansas City.
Okay. Okay.
So the division lead itself was as big as 14. If Cleveland can pull this off, it would be the largest deficit any team has overcome to win its division or its league pennant, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. This is both in the divisional era since 1969 or in the pennant era pre-1969.
Nice.
Once again, the largest deficit any team has overcome to win its division, period. So to answer your question, Josh, no. Cleveland was below 500 as recently as 20 days ago. 139 games into its season at that point. As you might expect, there haven't been many clubs to make the playoffs after having a sub 500 record that late or later into a season. Per Elias Sports Bureau, just 4 teams have done that. The 05 Padres, who were 500, 157 games into the season. So you understand what happened there. They didn't need to have a very good record to win their division. 1973 Mets, the 2009 Twins, and the 2008 Los Angeles Dodgers. The Guardians were still 11 games behind the Tigers entering play September 5th, less than 3 weeks ago, which would easily clear the record for the largest September deficit any team has overcome to win its division or pennant. Cleveland has gone 16-2, and they've picked up 11 games on Detroit in less than 3 weeks.
Wow.
And this happens to coincide with the 3 weeks that everyone stopped caring about baseball.
Yeah. Because
including me.
Back. Yeah.
Including me. I was like, all right, cool. This is great. And now, look alive. It turns out what we all said about the AL Central at the beginning of the year was true. Detroit, Kansas City, and Cleveland were all exactly the same team. They all had ginormous flaws, except for the one difference was the Royals never got hot. Cleveland has gotten scalding hot, and the Tigers were basically hot the entire first half of the season. And they've been ass the entire second half.
Cleveland,
the Tigers were the pick to win the World Series not that long ago.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing. Truly amazing.
Tigers have just 5 wins this month. They're 0-4 against the Guards
this
month.
They're like 20 games under 500 since the break.
Wow. And we said they'd cool off, but we didn't mean this.
Oh, they have cooled, Josh.
This is very reminiscent of, now it's more extreme, but the year the Braves won the World Series in 2021, they didn't cross 500 until August.
Yeah.
Like
similar deal.
Yeah.
85-72 is the tie atop the American League Central at this exact moment.
Why are those teams not playing each other on television tonight?
Well, they're on television, Josh.
Well, I mean,
everybody's on television.
But
have you heard? It's Major League Baseball.
Okay, but I mean, Mets and Cubs.
I don't know. They just,
I get why the Mets and Cubs are on TV over the Tigers and the Guards, but
these two teams will play tonight and they will play tomorrow night, and then each of them will play 3 more this weekend. Cleveland gets Texas and Detroit goes to Boston this weekend. But yes, we are on the verge of the biggest divisional collapse in baseball history with your Detroit Tigers, home of your guy, Tarek Skubal.
He's welcome in my house.
Take a quick phone call here from Brandon on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Brandon.
Well, hello there, Connor and friends. How are you today?
Hi, very good. How are you?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm glad it's cooler. I'm glad it's not in the 90s like we've had the past few weeks, that's for sure.
I agree, Brandon.
But John has this tendency of cooling things off, whenever he gets on the show. So maybe he's the reason for the fall weather this year.
Wow.
To blame it on him.
I agree.
But, I made some observations. I was thinking about just kind of watching all the Nebraska games. I've gotten to watch every one this year, which is rare for me because I have such a busy life. And I got a chance to kind of keep an eye on the game against Michigan. Well, yes, it was sad we lost to Michigan by 3 points, but the Hail Mary at the end of the first half with Ja'Cory Barney making that catch, that could have gone any way. It makes me think back to Northwestern when Jordan Westerkamp caught the ball from Ron Kellogg. But the thing that I feel like if we're going to win the next 4 games, I heard the interview earlier, the thing I want to see is we need to quit giving gifts to the other guys. We've got to quit. We can't just stay further back and what have you. But I think right now, if I were to rate our chances, I think we have a higher chance this year of beating the next 4 teams than we've had in a good little bit. And Matt Rule's, he's keeping them honest. He's not pulling punches like this. We've got to be better. But my thing about it is the players have to buy what the coach sells. If the players don't buy it, then it's just going to keep going downhill. But it also comes down to the coaching as well. You've got to be able to keep coach well. And I think if we keep going down the path we're going, listen, 68-0 against Akron that shocked me. I thought back to Idaho State in 2012, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. But if Raiola gets hurt, though, I will say at least we have a trustable backup in TJ Lateef. I don't know what your thought is on Lateef, Connor, but that fella can run. Give him the ball, and he's like, all right, see you later. We'll catch her on the flip, and he's gone. He just seems like when he gets a hold of the ball, he's willing to be a leader. And for a freshman, you couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's done a nice job.
He really does a nice job. But I think Raiola's doing better. And for a sophomore year, usually they hit the sophomore slumps, and Raiola's just like, you know what, you're going to take hits, but you got to get up and keep trying. If at first you don't succeed, you try and try again. I'm totally blind, so I'm a believer in that every day. I live that every day. So to see that spirit, that fighter spirit in Nebraska this year, I think we're on pace to see. I don't think it's going to be a championship year for Nebraska. I hate to disappoint the many who are going to be, we'll make a championship. No, I don't think that's going to happen this year. But I do think we make another bowl appearance. I think we're starting to get back to multiple consecutive bowl appearances. This next, the next home game will be the 407th consecutive sellout, and I don't think that's, by accident either. So
okay,
that's kind of my observations. I don't know where you stand on where you stand on it, gentlemen, but I think we need to kind of look back on that. But I a lot of what you guys have said about what we're going to have to do to get better is 100% on point. We can't give up the big play, and that's going to be critical in these next several games too.
No doubt, Brandon.
They're just going to stuff the ball.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We appreciate you calling in. We got to take a quick break here, but thanks for calling in and calling down the road. Okay, so yeah, good stuff. Good stuff from Brandon. Seeing it from a outsider's, not outsider's perspective. He's been watching for a long time. Quick shout out to the Tiefys in there. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Nebraska's given them too many, gifts so far this year. They just fell short in a game that they were, in. They got a couple gifts. Didn't take full advantage of it. I'm not panicking, that's for sure. If that's what Brandon was getting at there, I'm definitely not panicking. We'll take a break. Pull questions. And we'll tell you what to watch. Coming up on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
The Zone Hotline is powered by Prairie Flower Casino.
All right, poll questions on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. One from the crossover yesterday. Have you ever been hit with a pookie? Josh is freaking out about the Braves for some godforsaken reason.
It ended on a review.
Who cares, Josh?
They won 10 in a row.
Baseball's over. Baseball's canceled.
Maybe you quit on your teams. I don't quit on mine.
Your team has literally been eliminated from the postseason.
They had a win streak.
They quit
going.
on themselves. Have you been hit with a pookie? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
85% say no. Is ordering something for the table the ultimate power move? Not the ultimate power move.
It's a power move. I'll give you that.
73% say yes. Wow.
Wow.
When you go to a breakfast restaurant, are you ordering the skillet? Yeah.
I'm not.
I am. It's good. 57% say no, so pretty close there. Is a crepe bougie?
100% yes.
79% say yes.
That's not enough.
Would you like to be aggregated?
No, it's not fun.
74% say no. If you describe something as funky and goofy, are you more or less likely to like it?
Less.
63% say more, weirdly.
Oh.
And finally, quite possibly my favorite poll question I've ever seen.
Whoa.
In my life.
Okay. I'm glad I did it then.
Should Dylan Raiola dress like a dinosaur on the football field?
Tom Fernelli says maybe.
82% say yes.
Nice work, audience.
Those are the polls. Josh, what are we watching tonight?
We are watching we just watched the Braves lose to the Nationals on MLB Network. Brewers Padres gets going in about an hour on MLB Network. Rays Orioles, two teams that have been eliminated on FS1 tonight at 5:35. And the New York Metropolitans are at Wrigley to take on the Cubs, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Mets hold a 1-game lead for the final wild card spot over the Reds and the Diamondbacks. So I guess whatever you want there. Volleyball, number 1 Nebraska hosts Michigan, 6 o'clock on BTN. That same time on ESPN, an E60 documentary titled The Many Lives of Lane Kiffin.
Oh, cool.
It analyzes the many stops on the career of Ole Miss's current coach. Disney Plus has the series premiere of Marvel Zombies. After the Avengers are overtaken by a zombie plague, a group of survivors discover the key to defeating the super-powered undead.
Yikes.
And finally...
That sounds awful.
Well, it's a cartoon, if that helps.
Sounds still bad.
And finally, 7 o'clock on ABC, the Season 2 premiere of The Golden Bachelor.
Oh.
Former Rams linebacker Mel Owens begins his journey for love with 23 women. Paula Abdul judges a cheerleading showdown.
Cool.
That's how you want to pick your new lady friend.
Maybe Mel is looking for love in all the wrong places.
It sounds like it.
I think he definitely is in this case. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
For watching tonight. That's the show. If you miss anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is coming up next.